A warm welcome to our Platinum Jubilee conference. May I request our President Sri Manish Tiwari to escort our Institute President Sri Dr. Devashish Mitra on the dais. May I now request Sri Srikumar Banerjee, our conference chairman, to be on the dais. Please, sir. May I request Sri Indu Chatra to be on the dais, please. We shall begin our program by playing our institute motto. I would also request all the delegates to keep your mobile in silent mode, please. Thank you. Recently, few days back, we lost our past president, Sri Mukherjee. And also during this COVID period, we have lost our past president, another past president, Buddhadev, and many other members. In honor of their memory, let us maintain 1 minute silence, please. Please let us stand up. Thank you. May I request our chairman of the conference, Sri Kumar Banerjee, to address the gathering.
Good morning to everybody, my dear professional colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure. We are celebrating 75th year of the accountancy ceremony. The journey was started in the year 1947, and we are very glad to announce that in the year 1947, the Chartered Accountant Act was not passed. That's the reason we are calling Accountant Library instead of Chartered Accountant Library, because that time Chartered Accountant was not in existence. We are also proud in the sense our accountant library, 3 past presidents of the accountant library, late G. Vasu was the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountancy. Mr. A.C. Chakravarti is with us. He was also the president of the Chartered Accountants of India, and now we proudly announce that our past president, Devashish Mitra, is the present president of our institute. So that glory we are carrying. Before that, as I say, basically a welcome address. I am really feeling very happy in the sense. Last 5 to 10 years I was very closely associated with this as a president, office bearer, and last 5 years as a chairman of the annual conference committee. I have not said at 10 o'clock there is a huge gathering of the chartered accountants because in 1 year I could not recollect the exact year, 3-4 years before, in National Library, we started our ceremony at 10:30. MP Sogadrai was there. He made a comment because hardly 10-15 chartered accountants were present. The Sogadrai commented. In fact, day before yesterday, he also commented the same thing to me in a private dialogue with him. The chartered accountants were very busy, and I am a very unemployed MP. So I am coming in time, they are very busy, they are professors, that they could not come in time. So if that motion has changed, although we are very busy before that, but we present here in a reasonable numbers. So I welcome to all of you, and we feel when today there will be a huge coverage in the newspaper and channels. When they are calling me, one of the leading English newspaper, they are saying, Mr. Banerjee, what you are saying, you are in, since 1947, you are carrying the torch. Before the charter accountant was passed, we are planning to give a one full paper news of the accountant's library because we are reaching that position. So, we also welcome our national president, Dr. Devashish Mittal. I think he needs no introduction, but I have to perform my duties. So Devashish is laughing, but I can't help him. So Dr. Devashish Mittal is a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and is the current president of the ICAI. Dr. Mittal is also a cost accountant, company secretary, and he holds a master degree in commerce, law graduate, and a qualified information system auditor. He did his PhD on the topic, a critical study of select Indian GAAP, US GAAP, IS, and IFRS. Dr. Mittal is a member of the Board of Chartered Accountants Worldwide and South Asia Federation of Accountants, SAFA, being a persuasive and intense teller. Dr. Mittal is renowned Now I understand I cost 6 because I could not see without the spectacles. Being a persuasive and intense trainer, Dr. Mittal is renowned for his interactive deliberations in international financial reporting standards, IFRS, and corporate law. Dr. Mittal was a past president of Accountants Library. Dr. Mittal is a former president of Rotary Club of Calcutta, as well as a former national president of the Institute of Internal Auditors of India. Dr. Mittal has spoken at a large number of seminars and conferences on various topics of the corporate laws organized by the ICAI, ICSI, various chambers of commerce, and other professional organizations. We are aware that the World Congress of Accountants will be held at Mumbai in November 2022, which will be the first time in India in 118 years. And Dr. Mittal, being the current president of the ICAI, will be the organizational head of the same world event. And for your information, we have a censor board. When Dr. Mittal gave his biodata, it's a long one. So we are censoring and put it into the one page. So I am sorry we could not bind in one page because your expertise and qualification. And for this, I apologize to you, but whatever we are saying, that is also a deal for us. We also thankful to the advisors, sponsors, and the speakers who will speak on the various topics, chosen topics on the technical session, page media, electronics media, and the various persons in various forms supported us. So we are very thankful to all of you. Before concluding, we must say one of the topic is take in CA profession or opportunities of CA profession. Dr. Deepak Jaji will speak on the issue. But we all think since 1947, we are facing various challenges. In 1947, we are happy with in preparation of the bank reconciliation statement and analysis. We are one time using red, black, blue pencil to tick the layer. Now the pencil has gone. Layer book is not in the form of binding book, and now we have lost our face because faceless assessment, faceless hearing already been started. So face to faceless is a long journey since 1947. And in every profession like medical profession, particularly in surgery, techniques, robot, online is coming into the place. And nowadays, when surgeon doing the operation, he 100% depend on their technicians. If technicians is good, he can do the surgery well, otherwise he cannot do. Even in our CFM, we are 100% relying on a person. He or she may not be a chartered accountant. Without him or her, we cannot file appeal, we cannot file return, we cannot do anything. So, techniques overrides the knowledge. I am not saying techniques overrides the knowledge, but techniques, information technology plays a heavy role. This is the challenge we are facing. So, we believe since 1947 that journey is too long. So, we believe, and also we believe, we as a chartered accountants having the knowledge and expertise, so there is no question of mistake on ourselves. So we feel competition, so long competition will be more, chartered accountant profession will increase in a rapid way. If there is no competition, so we will be under a boundary wall of attested function. So we feel we have the knowledge, we have the expertise, we can do, because we feel we are the best professional in the fields of accountancy and taxation and other allied matters. With this work, I feel we are ready to take the challenges, whatever the challenges, because chartered accountancy, accountant having the knowledge, experience, expertise. So we are the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, Sir. May I now call our library president, Manish Tiwari, to address, give a welcome address to you.
Good morning, everybody. I acknowledge the presence of all the delegates, and I am happy to announce that we are celebrating 75th years of our existence. And I am immensely happy that on this occasion we have Dr. Devashish Bigla as our chief guest. And I also acknowledge the presence of regional council members, our past presidents, who have actually added to the growth and glory of our accountants library. Our library, as everyone of us know, that it was established in 1947, and we have completed 75 years of this ODC. And this 75 years is basically full of achievements and landmarks achieved by accountants library. We have always substantively focused on only one thing, that is knowledge sharing, and knowledge sharing amongst the profession. But for doing this, we have been holding time-to-time conferences, workshops. We are also having regular meetings with the departmental officials, tribunal members, who take our suggestions, where we address the taxpayers' grievances and everything. That has been well taken care of. And this is all because of our past presidents. And on this year, for celebrating the 75th year, we have published a souvenir. This souvenir captures glorious moments of accountant library. The pictures, the resolution which is there in the resolution book has been made public so that people can understand what kind of past we had. Now, that is the most important thing, and we are really proud of our past and we are geared up for the future. And now I expect that all of us will continue this effort to keep the content library going in the same manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manish. May I now request our President, Sri Manish Tiwari, to offer a flower bouquet to our Chief Guest, Dr. Devashish. May I now request to offer a memento to our Dr. Sri Devashish.
कैमरे नंबर 1 to 2 एक तो सर भी है
May I now request our Chief Guest, Dr. Devashish to address us. Sir, please.
Manish Tiwari, the President of the Accountants Library, Sri Kumar Da, Hindu Chakravarti, Oshik Malik, who are all present on the dais. Honorable Past President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, A.C. Chakravarti, former Council Member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Deepak Chatterjee, Chairman of the Extended Regional Council, David Patwa, his colleagues here, I can see Sandeep Sanghi, Devan Patro, I can see at least only two at the present moment. A person who is known as the tax guru all over the country, Girish Ahuja is sitting in the front row, and I think many of you have come to hear him speak. Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very good morning to all of you. Let me tell you, it is a very proud moment for me that I am present here amidst you when you celebrate 75th year of the existence of Accountants Library. Proud moment because not only I stand here as the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, because from what Sri Kumar Da was telling us, I am the third past President who is the President of the Institute, who has, who are the past Presidents of this Accountants Library. But I feel proud that I have also served as a President of this great organization. And I carry fond memories of the organization, fond thoughts of what the organizations believed in. Today I am very happy to see that we have organized a program in the ballroom of because when I was the President and even before that, I used to always say that somehow or the other, Accountants Library, we don't think big. We must always think big. And today I am very happy to see that we have the best of speakers from across the country and the best of value. And from what I hear, the attendance is going to be more than 500, which is some kind of a record because I see the various organizations struggle for their attendance in the post-COVID scenario. 2 days back, I was present in another program of another great institution which is celebrating its 75th year of existence. I was in Guwahati when the Guwahati University is celebrating its 75th year. I am an alumni of Guwahati University. And they said that when we celebrate Devashish, it will be a great pleasure if you can deliver the keynote address. There were a lot of teachers across. The hall was full. A statement that I made was carried in the newspapers and was a big hit amongst the teachers. And I said, the teachers shape the destiny of a nation. That's what I said there. And let me just change that statement a bit for all of you. I believe that the Accountants Library, since its existence in 1947, has helped change the destiny of this profession. Why do I say that? You had G. Basu, the second president of the institute, also playing a role in the Accountants Library. You had A.C. Chakrabarty also playing a role in the Accountants Library. These people, they knew what the profession was going to be, and those thoughts were brought to the hallowed portals of this great library. It was in sync. Both the institute and the Accountants Library were working in sync in those times, according to me. I think all of us, including me, should be extremely proud of being a member of this library. That is what I think. Now let me just take you to the profession as I see it. And Manish, President, tell me when I need to stop. Give me 5 minutes, right? Because I know you have other things. Whenever you need to stop, I am giving you the permission, because usually the protocol is nobody tells the president I say to stop. That is the protocol. So that's why I am telling him that whenever you need to stop, please ask. The first issue, what is the future of the profession? To what extent the profession has the trust of the stakeholders or the confidence of the stakeholders? Are we going towards a situation where we look at ourselves as a trade union and not an institute set up under an act of parliament? These are the thoughts which work in my mind day in and day out. And let me tell you what we are doing is, the first aspect at the institute that I and the council are doing, that the trust for the profession is, and confidence for the profession is of utmost importance. How do I do that? Not for a moment say that we have lost all trust, not for a moment saying that, but how do I enhance that? The first is our unique program of continuing professional education. When Girish Ahuja speaks to you and teaches you income tax and hopes that you understand him and take it forward, that is a unique program that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has, which believes that, you see, if I have to go ahead in the profession, I need to be updated. And hundreds of Girish Ahujas are there across the country who are teaching thousands of chartered accountants. My only request as the president of the institute is, when they speak to you, listen to them. But what is important is implement that knowledge that you have gained in your day-to-day practice. It is not enough that you sit down here, listen and forget about it. If you implement that in your day-to-day practice, it is going to be very, very important. I would like to quote A.C. Chakravarti. He was asked once, I believe in the last year, February, what is the future of the profession? And Mr. Chakravarti, for whom I think all of us have the highest regard, he said, technology, technology, and only technology. That's what he said. A 90-year-old plus man, he could have talked about audit, but he said technology, technology, and only technology. The institute is today is moving towards that. It is making a move to see artificial intelligence to what extent it is going to affect the profession. And how do I ensure that my profession is aware of the latest in blockchain? Because if you don't understand blockchain, you will not understand cryptos. It is not enough that you only understand the taxation aspect, the 30% taxation on cryptocurrencies, but it is very important that you know how the cryptos work, and for that you need to know blockchain. Is artificial intelligence going to ensure 100% checking? If yes, to what extent that true and fair that we write today becomes relevant in the future? Is the expectation in the future going to be true and correct instead of true and fair? That is so very important. Forensic audit. To what extent forensic audit going to be a center stage in a professional's lives? Are we going to be expected to be only fraud catchers? That is, with artificial intelligence coming in, with 100% checking coming in, is the expectation going to be that you catch every single fraud when you are doing audit? Keeping that in mind, seeing the push and the move, we have developed 23 forensic audit standards. Not very popular, I must give. And I was seeing the program today, not part of the program. But we are now pushing all of the profession towards the forensic audit standards. Because we believe in the future, what is going to be important is forensic audit. I said about the latest in technology. How do I make all of you the technologically updated with the changes? We are not going to develop this, we are developing this audit tools or purchasing these audit tools, trying to give it free of cost to the membership. Trying to teach the membership the latest that is there on technology so that they adopt the latest tools for the benefit. Today, you see, those tools about which I am going to really push hard for success, I hope that those tools becomes part of our daily lives. And when we come out with those tools, please ensure that you use the tools to the best possible extent. 2 more points and I shall end. 2 great responsibilities that all of you are going to have. 2 good news, but 2 great responsibilities. Number 1. The new syllabus has we have just got the in-principle approval for the new syllabus. We have just from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Now we have called a special meeting of the Board of Studies of the Institute on Monday to discuss the new syllabus and to approve public exposure of the new syllabus. The new syllabus is going to be exposed to the public for giving their comments for 30 days. The new syllabus is going to be the future of the profession. I would urge all of you to kindly give your comments on the new syllabus. Please give your comments on the new syllabus. See the changes that we have made. We have tried to get the best of technology into the new syllabus. It is all based on open book. So, you see, please see the new syllabus and give your comments. Number one. Number two, and great news. It has been always the vision of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India to have the world stage before it. To have the world applaud the second largest accounting body in the world. To ensure that the Institute gets its rightful place under the sun. To ensure that when you walk the streets, you are given full respect that you are a chartered accountant. And that opportunity has come to us after 100 years. For the first time, India is hosting the World Congress of Accountants. It is the Olympic of Accountants. It is organized once in 4 years under IFAC, and it is being organized since 1904. We are having it in Mumbai from November 18th to November 21st. You can join it physically or you can join it virtually. Whatever. We would want it to make it. We hope that you join it physically. I had called a meeting of the past presidents of the Institute on the 6th of April in Mumbai, in which S.C. Chakravarti sir was present. And we discussed at length what we need to do to ensure that this is going to be a success. As we go ahead, you'll find that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is going to be showcased everywhere. We are trying to have billboards in the airports, everywhere we are going to try to showcase Institute of Chartered Accountants. We are hoping that there will be 10,000 virtual delegates and 6,000 physical delegates in Mumbai at the World Center. Out of this 6,000, we are hoping that 2,500 will be foreign delegates. We are hoping to have 75 plus international speakers. And we are hoping to have the best of speakers from India as part of the panel. For example, we are in touch with Amitabh Bachchan to speak. We are in touch with Sadhguru to come and speak. So, see, we are in touch with A.R. Rahman to have the first evening's cultural program so that his troupe can perform in the cultural program. So that is what we are trying to do. It is going to be an extravaganza never to be forgotten. Those of us who can be in Mumbai from November 18th to 21st, be there. We'll make it an event to remember, and we shall showcase Institute of Chartered Accountants of India to the world. It is an IFAC event, International Federation of Accountants. Right? And we are latching onto it to see that, this is done in the best possible manner. We have already approached the Honorable Prime Minister to inaugurate the event in Mumbai. So those of us who want to see the Chartered Accountants of India in full flow showcased and, try to see the positive side of the Institute, be in Mumbai from November 18th to 21st. 3 words which I always say, and most people who hear me, they say that Devash, we know how you end your address. The Institute, when Dipankar Chatterjee was the Central Council member, the Institute still believed it. And even today, when A.C. Chakravarti was the president of the institute, the institute still believed it. And the institute still believes in these three words, despite changes, despite the criticisms, despite the fact that maybe in some areas we have not lived up to expectations, but trying our best to reach to expectations, trying our best to reach to the expectations of the nation's three words: excellence, independence, integrity. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, at the institute, we have not forgotten the significance of these three words. And at times when we are confused, don't know what to do, the essence or the aroma of these three words, they come to our mind, and that's the way we take a decision. And the last one, most important, this great desire and great commitment of being a partner in nation building. Late APJ Abdul Kalam said, the chartered accountants are partners in nation building. That is the way we want to place this profession before the nation. The other day we had a meeting with the FM, and we are having so many meetings lined up next week. We are only going to say that to us, to the profession, it is always nation first and everything else later. That is what the profession of chartered accountancy is all about. And I hope that that is how you will carry out your professional assignments. Always keeping in mind somewhere below that the nation is most important. I once again congratulate the Accountants Cabinet for organizing this program, and I reiterate how proud I am of being a past president of Accountants Library. I wish all of you Godspeed. I wish all of you great success in all your future endeavors. May God bless us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Neshwar. Ladies and gentlemen, we are awaiting the arrival of our West Bengal, Srimati Chandrima Bhattacharya, Finance Minister of West Bengal. Later on. So we will, after 15 minutes. During the time, since this is our 75th year, we have decided to honor our past presidents who have contributed immensely to the library and its progress. May I now ask Sri Shuman Chaudhary, please carry on the function from here on.
I will request the past presidents of Accountants Library, one by one according to the year of service to the library. I will ask the A.C. Chakravarti, who happens to be our past president and also the president of ICI, to please come forward, sir. And I will request our president. I will request Mr. A.C. Chakravarti, sir, to come forward. He was the president in the year 1977. Now I call upon CFD Roy Jubilee. He has served our organization from 1986 to 1987. I think he is not present today. I will request CA Saha, if he is there. He has served our library from the year 1989 to 1990. Now I will request Mr. D. Chatterjee sir, Dipankar Chatterjee sir, who has served the library from 1994 to 1995.
एक टू साइड है, एक टू साइड है।
I will now request Mr. P. K. sir to come forward. He has served our library from the year 1995 to 1996.
এদিক দিয়ে ওদিক দিয়ে করতে গিয়ে ফ্রেম পুরো ঘেটে যাচ্ছে একবারে গিয়ে যাচ্ছে না
Now I request Mr. P. K. sir to come forward. P. K.
আমি বুঝিনি এমাল বুঝবে কম দৌড় হয়ে গেছি
একটু সাইড সাইড সাইড
May I now request Mr. Miss Allo Chaudhary, Madam Allo Chaudhary. She has served our institution from the 1998 to 1999. She is the past president of Accountancy Library. I will now request Sri Indra Chakra to come forward. He has served our institution from 1999 to 2000. Indra. I will now request Indra to come forward. And now request SS someone to come forward. And request someone to assist him. Divine, please assist him. He has been our past president from the year 2000 to 2001. Let us clap for the occasion. Now I request Sri Souvenir to come forward. He has served our institution from the year 2001 to 2002. Now I request A.N. Chatterjee sir to come forward. He has served the library from the year 2002 to 2003. Let's put our hands together because they are all our past residents. The rest of them we are having our My request is of the Kumar Bajaj sir. He has served our library from the 2003 to 2004. He is not there. Bajaj sir. Bajaj sir. May I request Ranjit Kumar Ghosh to come forward. He has served the library from the year 2005 to 2006. Now I request C. Chandan Chaturvedi sir to come forward. He has served the library from the year 2006 to 2007. May I request Mohan to go if he is present over here to come forward? I request Sri Gautam Banerjee sir to come forward. He has served the library for the year 2010 to 2011. Please put our hands together to welcome you, sir. Now I request Kishan Bhattacharya sir to come forward. He has been the president of our library for the year 2012. Now may I request Moti Ghosh. She has served our library for the year 2012 to 2019. Yes, we have a long history of 75 years. So you are expected to have a list of past presidents, big list of past presidents. And now I request C.S. Kumar Bhattacharya Banerjee sir to come forward. Now I request C.A. Varun Kumar Ghosh sir to come forward. He has served our library from the year 2015 to 2016 and he has been my teacher also and I have the opportunity to clap for him. Now I request C.A. Radhakanta Chatterjee sir to come forward. He has served our library for the year 2013 to 2014. I take pardon me sir, I have missed your name in the first sir. And I request Sri Tushar Kanti Basu sir to come forward. He has served the library for the year 2016 to 2017. Now I will request Kaushik Maulik to come forward. He has served the library for the year 2018 to 2019 as a president of the library. Now I request Sri Arvinas Upadhyay sir to come forward. He has served the library from the year 2019 to 2020. C.A. Dr. Devasys had been our past president for the year 2020-21. I request my president. Now let me request Institute of ICI to felicitate our President Manish Tiwari. He is the current president. So let's put our hands together. Now we welcome our Minister Madam is already here. Shikwata, I request you to come on the dais. Shikwata. I request that chairman of this conference committee, Shikwata, said to come forward with madam to the dais directly. Now I'll ask the regional council and the city council members to I request Chairman Ravi Patwa sir to come forward.
ভিডিওটা স্ক্রিনে ভিডিও তো স্ক্রিনে দেওয়াই আছে বিএনসিপি হ্যাঁ
I request the Vice President EIRC Divine Patro come forward with the President Chairman. And now request the other RCMs, Mohit Agarwal and Sanjeev Sanghi, I can to come forward. And Sikwa the English I request the Minister Madam to come forward with us, escorted by Sikwa organization. We have with us Ravi Kumar Patwa, the Chairman EIRC ICA. Yes, let's put your hands together to have. Now I request Vice President, Vice Chairman Divine Patra, EIRC ICI, to come forward. Now request Secretary EIRC ICI Sanjeev Sanghi. And I request Mohit Agarwal, member EIRC ICI.
request our Honorable Minister President Srimati Chandrima Bhattacharya to light the lamp for the function. May I request Dr. Devashish Mitra to once again continue his way and present his views in front of the Minister, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Chandrima Bhattacharya, the Honorable Minister, Government of West Bengal, and everybody else on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Madam, I just wanted to explain to you or let you know what is the Eastern Chartered Accountants of India. Our non chartered only student program Eastern Chartered Accountants of India program. Madam, let me tell you that the Eastern Chartered Accountants of India was formed by an Act of Parliament on 1st of July 1949. And today we are the second largest accounting body in the world, having a membership strength of 355,000 chartered accountants and student strength of 750,000. We have 164 branches in India and 5 regional council offices, madam. Madam, over a period of time, we have grown to be a global body in the sense that we have 44 overseas chapters, 37 representative offices overseas. We are present in 73 cities and 45 countries of the world. Madam, we take pride in being a partner in nation building, and see, it will be always our desire to work hand in hand with the state government for the economic development of the state, madam. And thank you for your kind presence amidst us, madam. We welcome you again. Thank you very much.
May I now request C. Animation Mukherjee to offer a flower to the Honorable Minister.
এই আবার সামনে যাচ্ছে এই দেখে দাও না
দাদা কিছু দেখা যাচ্ছে না পেছন থেকে
সামনে চলে গেলে তো পুরো গার্ড হয়ে যাচ্ছে তখন যেতে বাধ্য হচ্ছে
May I request Sri Rajiv Kumar Ghosh to offer a memento to the Honorable Minister. May I request our Honorable Minister to address our gathering.
A very good morning to all of you who are present here on the dais and off the dais. It's a great moment for me to address August gathering, I thank the organizers who have given me the privilege today to be amidst this gathering. It's the 75 years which is being celebrated by the Accountants Library, while the nation is celebrating, more particularly Bengal, is celebrating the 75 years of Indian independence. Accountants Library is celebrating its excellence in sharing of knowledge for the last 75 years. So I'm really proud to be a part of this function and celebration today. So here on the dais, Mr. Manish Tiwari, who is the president, Debayon Patro, vice president, Shanjoy Bhattacharya, honorary secretary, Shuman Chaudhary, honorary joint secretary and honorary treasurer. I find that there are 12 learned members too, and the past president is also here, Sri Kumar Banerjee. He is also here, and Mr. Debashish Mitro, who is the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And I do not know if I have missed something. I haven't. Have I? I have covered all these. So, actually, what I feel, those who are off the dais, actually, they are the most important people, and without them, there would have been no dais and no people to felicitate us. So, it's you who have to be felicitated for this excellence in sharing of knowledge. Now, 1947, this Accountants Library was formed, and the Chartered Accountants Institute was formed by an act of law, as the President was just sharing these words when he was speaking, that it was formed in the year 1949. So there is a close nexus between 47 and 49. 47 is the year of independence, while 49 is the year when we got our Indian Constitution on the 26th November 1949, which has been applied from the 26th January 1950. So there is a close touch between the Accountants Library as well as this Chartered Accountants Institute. So I thank the Chartered Accountants to have such a great knowledge and excellence which they share with the people at large of the nation. I know because while practicing in the Calcutta High Court, my line of practice was taxation. So I know that revenue matters, more particularly taxation, this is a subject and the subject where if you have real knowledge, then you need not bother to have any difficulty in relation to any other law. So this is the taxation law. The taxation law which holds the field while different judgments have been given, showing the path for maintaining democracy and maintaining the legal field of this country. So whenever judgments have been given, be it by the High Courts, be it by the Honorable Supreme Court, taxation law has shown the path. The most important judgments have come from the taxation field, and therefore there is a huge commendable hands of the Chartered Accountants and Accountants Library as well as the Institute of Chartered Accountants, who have been the most important pillar, and with their commendable hands of excellence, people at large of this nation, they they are being benefited. So when we have to perform our statutory liability obligation by filing our returns, who comes forward? You are the people who come forward. You show the way how to do, how to file the returns. Now when we are in the second decade of the 21st century, now we see that instead of offline, online returns are being filed. Now who knew? I myself didn't know how to file an online return. It is you who have shown us the ways and you have helped us. So your job and your excellence is what I should say. I have no words to express because I know how strong this line is and how dependable this line is. So it is on you who we depend. Our state of West Bengal, under the honorable leadership of our honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, we are always beside you. Whenever you ask anything from us, any advice, any sharing of knowledge, we will be with you and we will do whatever we can for this accountants library as well as the Chartered Institute. And whenever you are free to come to us, at least to me you are free to come, and you will come and we will discuss on subjects which are related to the people at large of the nation, and whatever we can do with with my small experience, I will be there beside you to do that. So today I know that there are many luminaries who have actually raised the occasion on at various times, including our late President Pranab Mukherjee, our Honorable Chief Minister had also come once, graced the occasion. There are other luminaries who had come here, graced the occasion. I am a very small fry, but you have today given me this opportunity. I feel proud that I am in the midst of such persons who have excellent knowledge, and without this knowledge, India could not have gone through the 75 years of Indian independence, because law is the most important subject which is behind every development, everything, and therefore, you are the people who actually light the lamp and show the path to the nation. So I am again grateful to you, grateful to the organizers that they have given me this opportunity today to light the lamp, and by lighting the lamp actually we try to enlighten ourselves, and we try to again make ourselves conscious about the fact that we should do something for the nation, and to do something for the nation is to do something for the people of the nation. So here again I thank you all for giving me this privilege. This is a wonderful morning for me. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. May I now ask C.A. Chhatwal to offer a vote of thanks.
ভাওয়ালদার সামনে দিয়ে সরো না।
Good morning. Thank you, Chairman Sir, for giving me this opportunity to propose a hearty vote of thanks to the Honorable President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Honorable energetic young CA Dr. Devashish, Honorable Minister Srimati Chandrima Bhattacharya, and the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, the speakers of the day, past presidents, dignitaries from the government department. President Sir, Dr. Devashish Mitra, at the outset, Sir, we are grateful to you for sparing your valuable time to be with us on this auspicious occasion, celebrating the Platinum Jubilee of our library, of which you are one of us. In your address, you have shared and expressed the future of our profession. There was so much of modesty in your speech, sir. Madam Honorable Minister, we are grateful to you for being with us this morning, and we are thankful to you for sparing your valuable time with us. And your speech was very much befitting to this Platinum Jubilee celebration. Friends, before I would like to share an information about our president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. He wanted to be a delegate to this seminar. See his audacity. He wants to be with one of us, and we are so much grateful to him that he is with us and he is amongst us. I would request all of you to carry this vote of thanks with explanation, standing ovation to be given to our President, Dr. Devashish. We too are very grateful to the Honorable Minister, and I would request you to carry a vote of thanks with explanation. We are grateful to the eminent speakers of the day, CA Dr. Elish Ahuja, Shri Vimal J, Mr. Vishal Doshi, for coming all the way from Delhi and Vadodara to be a part of this Platinum Jubilee celebration and deliver their address on the burning issues, along with our own CA Department Chatterjee, who is one of our past presidents. We are thankful to the members of the Regional Council of India, Eastern Region. Friends, I would be failing if I do not thank the past presidents of taking their age. They have been here with us to share this Platinum Jubilee celebration. The seminar would not be successful if we did not have such large number of delegates. And we are also thankful to the hotel management, and not the least to the staff of the Accountants Library who have worked throughout day and night to make this seminar a great success. Friends, please put your hands together to pay our gratitude and respect to all of us. Thank you.
এই আবার সামনে চলে যাচ্ছিস আমার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স ঘুরে হয় না সবাই পাবে বেশটা বড় গাড়ি সামনে দিয়ে এত চলা একটু সামনে থেকে সরবেন দাদা সামনে থেকে সরুন না আপনি কার কথা শুনুন
তোমাদের হয়ে গেলে একটু সরবে
ক্যামেরাগুলো সামনে থেকে একটু সরবেন স্টিল বললেও করে না এরা
হয়ে গেলে একটু সরে যাও একটু আরে দাঁড়া এই সরো না আরে
আরে
ম্যাম একটু ধরুন থ্যাংক ইউ করতে হবে কোন দিক দিয়ে বেরোবো অভিযোগটা করতে হবে
কোথায় গেল ও তো সামনে দাঁড়িয়ে আছে বাইক করে এই চল সামনে চল
সামনে বাইক
সামনে দাঁড়িয়ে আছে
কোথাও
Now we're starting our first technical session. Sorry for this delay. May I request Sri Sharia Bhattacharya to come on the dais, please.
There are two topics today. The first one is charitable trust, recent amendments and succession planning. It will be deliberated upon by Dr. Girish Ahuja. Thereafter, we will have the second topic, that will be 5 years of GST and future prospects. That will be deliberated upon by Sri Bimal Joy. May I call upon Mr. Sunil Singh to come to the dais and welcome Dr. Girish Ahuja. Dr. Ahuja, please. May I call upon Mr. Subhabrata Dotto to come to the dais, please, to present a memento on behalf of our library to Dr. Girish Ahuja. May I call upon Mr. Robin Dotto to come to the dais, please, for welcoming Mr. Bimal Joy. May I call upon Mr. Rajesh Jain to please come to the dais to present a memento to Mr. Bimal Jain on behalf of our library. Thank you. Friends, there is a shortage of time, so what we have decided, and I have talked to the learned speakers also, each speaker will talk about 50 to 55 minutes on the topic given to him, and after both the speakers finish their deliberations, if there are any questions to be asked, that can be raised from the audience. But during the lecture, my request to you, don't raise any question that will interrupt the proceedings. Now, before we start, as a ritual, let me read out the brief profile of our learned speakers. Dr. Girish Ahuja. Dr. Girish Ahuja is a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He was awarded PhD by the Faculty of Management Studies, Delhi University. Dr. Ahuja is practicing as a chartered accountant mainly in the field of direct taxes. Dr. Ahuja was nominated by the Government of India as a member of the task force for readopting the Income Tax Act, and report in connection therewith was submitted to the Finance Minister on 18th August 2019. Dr. Ahuja had been nominated for 2 terms by the Government of India to the Central Council of the ICSI. He was a member of the Accounting Standards Board of the ICAI. Dr. Ahuja is on the board of directors for many companies. Dr. Ahuja has delivered lectures at more than 3,500 seminars or conferences on various topics on direct taxes organized by the ICAI, ICSI, Chambers of Commerce, Management Institutes, and various other organizations. Dr. Ahuja has written a number of books on direct taxes for both the students as well as for the tax practitioners. Friends, please welcome with a thunderous applause to Dr. Ahuja. I am also giving a very small profile of Mr. Bimal Jain, our second speaker of the day. Mr. Bimal Jain is a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and also a member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. Mr. Jain is specialized in all aspects of goods and services tax, central excise, customs, foreign trade policy, export-oriented units, etc. Mr. Jain has experience in providing opinion and advisory services relating to various indirect taxes and also in undertaking litigation services before the SESTAT, TRU, CPEC, DGFT, etc. He is the chairman of the Indirect Tax Committee of PhD Chamber of Commerce, and he is also a member of the Indirect Tax Committee of ASSOCHAM and FICCI. Mr. Jain has written a book on GST titled GST Law and Commentary with Analysis and Procedures. Mr. Jain delivered lectures at a number of seminars or conferences on various topics of indirect taxes organized by the ICI, ICSI, Chambers of Commerce and various other organizations. This is a special point that I just mentioned. Mr. Jain was a keynote speaker at the seminar organized by the ICI in largest taxation lesson on GST, which was attended by more than 4,500 participants, which was considered as a Guinness World Record. Please welcome Mr. Jain to the thunder. Thank you very much. Dr. Ahuja sir, please. Thank you.
Honorable President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, sitting in front of me, of course, on his order I came to this place. Otherwise, I had some other program also. So, Mr. Devesh is President of the Accountant Library, C.A. Manish Tiwari, Past President Prashad Prasan, Vice President Sanjay Bhattacharya, and of course the panel speaker of Indirect Tax, C.A. Vibhil Jain, ladies and gentlemen. Well, friends, talking about charitable trust, trust me, nobody knows anything about charitable trust. You please trust me, no one knows anything. There are two topics in income tax which nobody knows. One is, of course, Hindu undivided family, the other is charitable trust. We are not aware of what we are doing in that, but of course we are regularly practicing for ages in income tax relating to charitable trust and Hindu undivided family. I remember talking to them when we were redrafting the income tax law. They look here, you have two sections, section 10 clause 23C and section 11, 12 and 13 devoted to charitable trust. And let me tell you, there are a lot of differences between the two. I explained to them what are kind of the differences are there. And let me tell you that law has not come. Whatever we have recommended have been incorporated only to the extent it was beneficial to the revenue, not to the assessee. Whatever we recommended for the benefit of revenue, they have incorporated over the years, 3-4 years, everything in the income tax act, including of course faceless assessment and many other things which nobody has liked so far. And everybody is criticizing, what have you done? Why did you go for this assessment scheme? I said, we never went for assessment scheme. We were instructed by the Prime Minister that you have to go for assessment scheme in one go. So we had nothing else to do, we had to accept that. Coming to this also. Now we have two sections, section 1023C, section 10 clause 23C, please don't call it subsection. 90% people call it subsection. There are certain sections which do not have subsection, they have clauses. And after the clause, subclause. After the subclause, there is what you call item. After the item, there is sub-item. Thereafter, there are provisos. In section 1023C, there are 23 provisos. 23 proviso in section 1023. When you call about first proviso, it is always called provided that. When you call about the second proviso, it is called as provided further that. But after that, is the number of provisos given? No. We start with provided also that. Thereafter, provided also that. Like, thank you, Mr. Manish Tiwari, thank you, Mr. Vibhil Jain, and then we also thank this person. We also thank this person. And here also, there are 23 provisos. You can't remember. If I say 16 provisos, how do you look it into the what you call income tax act? You will have to put a number there yourself. First and second, I am aware. Provided that, provided further also. So how do you find out 60 proviso? You will have to put number there, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. And by chance if you miss one proviso, you must be reading something else which you have not supposed to read. So what time are you? 23 proviso. And how many explanations? You cannot count the number of explanations in one section. And we have section 11, 12, 13 also, full of provisos and explanations. Coming back. I want to give you something about 1023C before now I come to very good reasons which are there. 1023C has sub-clauses 3IAB, 3IAC, 3IAD, 3IAE, IB, VI, VIA. These are the sub-clauses which are very important. That's why I want to talk to you. I'm not making an impression on you. They are because sub-clauses are big. That is not the point. What I am saying, 1023C3IAB, income of a university or educational institution not for making any profit but for imparting education, who is wholly or substantially financed by the government. Wholly or substantially financed by the government is section 10 clause 23C3IAB. Next is section 1023C3IAC, income of the hospital or medical institution not for making any profit but for philanthropic purposes, whose income is totally exempt, no doubt. This is 1023C, wholly or substantially financed by the government. Wholly everyone knows, substantially more than 50% grant is coming from the government. If there is an institution, medical institution or educational institution, more than 50% grant is coming from the government, it is totally exempt. 1 minute, more than 50% grant should be seen every year. It's not that first year it is more than 60%, next year it is 40%. First year, of course, you will get exemption, second year 40%, you are not covered the 3IAB or 3IAC. Be careful about that, because people are mistaken. Once they say we get grant, it is a permanent, every year you have not to see. That point I wanted to tell you. Coming back. Are they supposed to get do anything? There is no question of 85%, 15% in this case. There is no question of any audit in this case. Audit under a respective law is a different thing, but under income tax no audit is required. The only condition is that you have to file a return of income every year. That's otherwise your income is totally exempt, no condition of any nature. Absolutely no condition. Coming to 3IAD, 3IAE. Income of a medical income of an educational institution, university not for making profit imparting education, whose gross receipt do not exceed, how much sir? ये 1 crore वाले पुराने हैं, पढ़ना भूल गए. It is now 5 crore. Gross, whose total gross receipt do not exceed 5 crore. It is 5 crore, not 1 crore. And similarly, income of a university, income of a hospital, medical institution not for making any profit, etc., whose gross receipt do not exceed 5 crore. If your gross receipt does not exceed 5 crore, please know no requirement of any audit under income tax, no requirement of an 85-15%, no requirement of filing form, no requirement of filing audit report. Only requirement is mandatory return. You have to file your return income every year. Wait, very important point I want to make. This is charity begins at home. I remember when this came 2 years back, I was in the parliament to deliver a lecture to the MPs. You know how much they know. That's a different thing. But I have to tell them what kind of a law is this. I said, you are very happy. Because every politician in this country has either directly or indirectly owns a school, college, or a hospital or medical institution. I emphasize directly or indirectly. It is funded by them. I don't want to tell you the story of past, what has happened, but coming back, it is done. I said, you will be very happy. He said, what? I said, income, the gross receipt increased from 1 crore to 5 crore. He said, oh yes, the cramming was done a lot. Yes, now we are running an institution, will not have to do anything, for up to 5 crore it is exempt. I said, wait here. Although you recommended this, but income tax is also very clever. He says, what is the reason? He said, the one thing is, earlier 1 crore was separately for one college, separately for another college, separately for third is a trust that running 6 institutions, 1 crore each for each institution. Now it is 5 crore for a person and not for institution. Per person is per trust, maximum is 5 crore. Whether it is educational or medical. This is what is this? I said, yes, this is the law now. Second thing, wait, he said, what happened? I said, this 5 crore is both for 3 IAD and 3 IAE together, and not for separate for hospital, separate for educational institution. Now, aggregate amount of all the institutions run by that trust, whether it is a college or it is a medical hospital or whatever is, the limit is 5 crore. So please be sure 5 crore is not per institution, and secondly, 5 crore is not for educational university separate, and 5 crore is not for separate hospital. They are aggregated 5 crore. Clear, sir? Let us leave that alone. Now, section 1023C, IB, Try to understand why I have to talk to you this. I have to compare with section 11, 12 and 13, and that's what I am talking about. There is a complete comparison of section 1023 IB onward with 11, 12 and 13. So section 1023 CIB says the income of charitable institution which are of national importance or which have been declared by the government, that has charitable trust. Section 1023C IB. Now, income of a public religious trust. Public religious trust of partly religious or partly educational institution, again approved by the government, which are earlier was notified by the government, now we call it approved by the government. This is IB and B. Now, BI is very simple. University or medical university or educational institution gross receipt exceeds 5 crore. Exceeds 5 crore. Hospital gross receipt exceeds 5 crore. Clear, sir? What is VIA? Now coming to that. If you are a hospital or medical institution or an educational institution, you have two alternatives. One is either to go under 1023C or to go under section 11, 12, 13. Two. Now from onwards, I told you, you can get in 1023C, the approval is required. Approval of the Commissioner of Income Tax or Director General of 1023C. Here in 1112, it is not approval, it is registration. You will say, what is the difference between approval and registration? In a short time, I will tell you. But approval, 1023C, I will call this as first receipt, and I will call it as second receipt, 11, 12, 13. So approval. Now onwards. Earlier people were having both 1023C approval as well as 1112 registration. Now you cannot have both the approval and registration. You have to decide in advance whether you want to go to 1023C or you want to avail of 11, 12, 13, but you cannot have the benefit of both the sections. Clear, sir? Next point. Section relating to 11, 12, 13 talks about charitable or religious trust or institution. And charitable purpose has been defined in section 2 clause 15, which says charitable purpose include, please note the word why I am explaining. Charitable purpose include relief to the poor, education, medical relief, yoga, preservation of environment, watershed, forest, wildlife, or preservation of any monument or place of historical importance, and lastly, advancement of any other object of general public utility. This is section 2 clause 15. Whereas when I talk about 1023C, it is talking about notable notified charitable institution, notified public religious trust 4 and 5, and then it is talking about university or educational institution exceeding 5. Hospital or medical institution exceeding 5. Are you finding anything? University educational institution are there in 1023C. Education is also there in 11, 6. Certain notified institutions is there in 1023C. Here also, the charitable purpose is included. Now, earlier what used to happen? that 1023C had certain advantages, but 11, 12, 13 had certain restrictions, except one big advantage which I tell you in short. 1023C requirement was that if you want to accumulate more than 15%, more than 15%, in 11, 12, 13 you remember that you have to file Form 10 and you have to file it before the due date of return, and if you are not able to file that due to the date of return, you were not getting any exemption. In 1023C, they said if you want to accumulate more than 15%, you can do so, but you have to keep the money in 11 pound. There was no requirement of filing Form 10, although they were asking for Form 10, but there was no requirement at all of filing Form 10. There was no requirement at all. But you just have to put the money under 11.5 for a maximum period of 5 years. Here the requirement was file a form for the object for which you are going to use this money, and you have to tell the period for which you are going to accumulate, and then you have to apply that money within that period for that purpose. Here it is not. But now, please note, there is no difference between 1023C and 11, 12 and 13. Even for 1023C, you will have to file a form number 10 if you want to accumulate more than 15%, and you have to give the object, and you have to keep that money for a maximum period of 5 years in form number 11. Clear, sir? First point. Just want to make it clear. There is section 11.3, which says if you are not able to utilize this money within the period specified in form number 10, let's say period specified 3 years or 5 years, let's say 5 years. You could utilize this money either in the 5th year or in the year following that. Am I right? You were given 1 year concession. Withdrawn. Now you have to utilize within this specified period. If the period given is 5 years, utilize that money within the period of 5 years, otherwise it will be treated as income. Earlier 1 year extra was given. Now no 1 year extra, please remember. 5 years, 5 years. If you are given for 3 years, 3 years, it cannot be extended for 5 years. So 1023C, 11, 12, 13, similar provision, no difference at all. Earlier, if I wanted to donate the money to any other charitable trust or religious trust, I am allowed to do that out of the current income, not out of the accumulated income. The same was there in 1023C. But if I donate for contribution made to the other trust, which is registered which is registered trust, if I make a donation, I could give it for corpus donation. Now, if I make a donation to another trust, and if I say that it is for the corpus, it will not be treated as application of income at all. Normal donation, voluntary donation without a specific direction that it will form part of the corpus of the trust is absolutely no problem. It is allowed, provided it is out of the current income. Accumulated income you cannot do. If you want to do, nobody stops you. But that will not be treated as application of income. Application it will not be done. But now the restriction is, I can donate out of the current income. But I cannot say that it is for the corpus of the other trust. If I say corpus, it is not treated as application. The reason is obvious. We had surplus money, we used to have another trust, we used to give them for corpus, and corpus is exempt under 11.1. Now, very important point. Under 1023C, corpus donation was not exempt. You read the old law, corpus donation was not exempt under 1023C. You had to apply the donation for application. But section 11, subsection 1, clause B says, voluntary contribution with a specific direction that will form part of the corpus of trust is fully exempt. Is fully exempt. It was exempt under 11.1D. It was not exempt under 1023C. But now, amendment done, proviso inserted that corpus donation with a specific direction that will form part of the corpus of the trust shall also be exempt under section 10 clause 23C. It is going to be exempt. So choices, go this side, go that side, first degree, no difference. But wait, some very important changes which came, you must know, because we are not in the habit of reading, we are only in the habit of reading when there is a case which comes to us. But that's why I'm saying, or there was the discontinuance of the seminars, although so much of, I rather feel the virtual seminar are much better than the physical seminar. Here only we see each other. That's a different thing. There the serious people will attend, and even if they don't attend, they can go to YouTube and listen to that anytime they want. Anytime they want. But I'm coming to that point which I was saying. Corpus donation, now there was no restriction. Now the first restriction is corpus donation should be kept in a mode given under 11.5. Earlier there was no restriction. So whatever you have received as a corpus, you have to keep it under 11.5 mode. Everyone knows what is 11.5. But wait, there are two types of corpus. This I wanted to explain to you. One is called general purpose corpus. Another is called specific corpus, specified corpus. If I give it to the trust that it is for building of a school building or it is for this purpose, it is for this purpose, we call it a specific purpose. Corpus for a specific purpose. But if I give you a donation with a direction that it is for your corpus, I am free to utilize that corpus the way I like. We call it a general corpus, we call it a specific corpus. Understand the difference? Specific, they both are exempt. But now, till it is spent, you have to utilize it, you have to keep it at a level. Next one, very important one. Earlier people were taking corpus donation exempt. Then you spend that, it is application. How can it be possible? Once you have taken it exempt, then you apply that money. How can it be possible that it is application? Now they very clearly said, any amount spent out of the corpus in a previous year shall not be treated as application of income. You can't be given benefit two times. One as income exempt, then you will treat it as an application. I'm not speaking especially in Hindi because I was requested that she is poor in Hindi. Although she was telling me in Hindi only, please I am very poor in Hindi, speaking Hindi or understanding Hindi. But I am avoiding that. Whatever possible is there, I am avoiding. So coming back very important. You have received a corpus of 10 crore. You spent rupees 2 crore out of it between them. It's not an application. Not an application. In a subsequent year, there is the money received, income received, normal, the voluntary received, and you pay back that money to the corpus. That will be treated as application. Meaning that I suppose out of 10 crore, 2 crore I spent this year. It is not application. Next year I have some income. I pay back, I refund that money to the corpus. I reinvest the money to the corpus to the extent of 1.5 crore. The entire 1.5 crore will be treated as application. Next year, I paid back 40 lakh in the corpus. That will also be treated as application. What is I'm saying is, amount spent out of the corpus, not an application. But in a subsequent year, if you rebuild the corpus to that extent, it will be treated as application. I hope it is clear to you. It will be treated as application. Rebuilding corpus is treated as application. Clear, sir? But rebuild should be done next year. Subsequent year, not in the same. And second point, please note, corpus will be identifiable. You have to keep it separately in bank. You cannot mix with the other thing. You please have a separate bank account or the corpus fund and don't keep it in the normal income. Clear? Next point. Always the people used to buy. Suppose, sir, I have constructed a building. I have only 3 crore rupees with me. I borrowed from bank 5 crore. Invested rupees 8 crore in the construction of the building. The question used to be asked, how much is the application in the current year? I have spent 8 crore. How much is the application? People used to say 8 crore is the application. I said no. In accountancy it may be 8 crore application. But in income tax it is not. He said why? I said whatever loan you have taken is not an income. Loan is not an income. And if you have applied that loan for the construction of the building, that is not application. Application is of the income. How loan can be treated as income? So if repayment of loan will be treated as application, but money used out of the loan is not an application. And when you are repaying the loan, that year, not only the principal amount, even the interest paid on that loan will be treated as application. Clear, sir? I am making it very clear. Repayment of loan is an application. Interest on repayment of loan is also an application. So what is the application of the current year? Only 3 crore, not 8 crore. I received a 5 crore loan, 3 crore as my own money, 8 crore I spent on the purchase of the building. Application 3. You said, but I back accountancy also 8 crore. Accountancy has nothing to do with the income tax. When you fill up Form 10B, here the application will be only 3 crore, not 5 crore. Now, whatever money I leave in the same year or future year will be treated as application and they will give the detail in Form 10B. What is the problem in that? So, you have to treat it as an application when the loan is repaid or interest is repaid. Clear, sir? I have limited time, so I will talk about a very, very important thing. Sir, suppose in 11, 12 and 10, 23 CC, you have to file your return. If you do not file your return of income now, you will not be given exemption. That is the law. Earlier 1023C and no limit. In 1023 it was not written that if you don't file the return before the due date specified into 39 months, the exemption will not be allowed to you. 1023 exemption was out even if you file the return late. But in 10, 11, 12, you were supposed to file the return. You can't believe in one day. Otherwise you will not get exemption. This was the point. So many chances I am not able to find 100% tax earlier. Then second, you have to get your accounts audited. And this audit report under Form 10B and under 1023, 10BB will have to be filed before the due date of return. Rather, before you actually file your return of income, before that date. I have seen a case, return filed at 2 o'clock on the last day. 10B filed after 5 p.m. They said nothing to it. It has not been filed before the due date. Or filing a return. Return was filed, so why should you file return first and then 10B? First file 10B and then file return. Last. So there, if you don't file that also, you will not allow exemption. Even if 1 day is delayed, no exemption. Return file, 1 day delay, no exemption. And third is that 85% or 15%. Third is advancement of any object of general public utility. What does it say? That if you have more than 20% received from this activity which is business or incidental, then in that case exemption will not be given to you at all. Advancement of any other quality if your gross asset is more than 20 lakh. At 20% of the total. Right? Now, wonderful thing is that. Suppose you file return late, or audit report filed late, or your gross asset is more than 20%. What used to happen? Entire income is taxable. No application, entire income is taxable. But now, you will be allowed deduction on account of expenditure which has been incurred for the purpose of the object of interest. Only revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure will not be. Earlier, they never used to allow anything treated as application. They say entire gross receipt is taxable. If you file return late, entire gross receipt is taxable. If you file 10B late, entire gross receipt is taxable. If it is more than 20%, entire gross receipt is taxable. Now what did they say? Only that part. So sorry, if you have filed return late, we will give you exemption. Well, how much? Whatever is the revenue expenditure incurred by you for the purpose of the objects of interest. But will not give you exemption of the capital expenditure. 1. 2. That depreciation will not be allowed. Everybody knows depreciation is not allowed. But here also they have mentioned, because you have not, you have filed return late, you say, you definitely no depreciation. 3. Point what I am telling you that you will be given revenue expenditure and deduction. You cannot make donation out of this. If you have made donation to another trust, that will not still giving you the benefit, even if you have filed your return late, or even if you have not filed Form 10B, but is filed late, or your gross receipt from commercial activity more than 20%, we are going to give you benefit of application, and that benefit of application will be, number one, only the revenue expenditure, capital expenditure not allowed. Deduction from corpus not allowed. I have told you that, of course, you cannot make a donation of this money to other trusts and you cannot make it as application at all. But one thing is important. Section 48.3, Section 48.3a shall potentially will apply to ISAs, because if they make the payment more than 10,000 in cash in a day, that will not be allowed. If you say that our payment was expenditure incurred this year, payment made this year, and most important change. You may follow mercantile system of accounting or a cash system of accounting, I don't bother. Now, application is only for the amount which is actually paid. Amount which is actually paid. Due provision not covered. Due provision also gone. Although Section 8 company has to follow mercantile system. Whereas trust or you have societies may have cash system of accounting or may have mercantile system of accounting. But from payment side is concerned, application part, not the income. Whatever you follow mercantile system, income will be taken. But whatever is the payment, that will be allowed as application only to extent it is actually paid. Please be careful, actually paid. There are very similar provisions, time permits, doesn't permit me, but I want to tell you something very, very important, which is not a benefit under 1023C. The only benefit is under section 11, 12, 13. The most important benefit is that there is clause 2 of expression 1 to section 11, which all of you know, but may not be knowing the exact clause of section, but all of you know. What is that section? Suppose you are following mercantile system of accounting you are following. There is an income which is accrued but not received. There is an income which is accrued but not received. What do? You fill out a form 9A stating that although this income has accrued but it has not been received, I cannot apply this income. I will apply this income in the year in which I receive. I will give an example. Suppose there is an FDR of 10 crore, rate of interest 6%. Let's say first year interest, and you have made it for 5 years, or 3 years, or 10 years. Interest accrued in the first year is 6 lakh. Have you received it? You have not received this interest. How do you apply when you have not received? You have an explanation, clause 2 of expression 1 saying that you give an undertaking in form number 9A. Remember 9A, for filing before the due date of return, saying that there is a money which has been taken, the income already received but cannot be applied. I will apply this income in the year I receive it, or even year following that. It is treated as deemed application. It is treated as deemed application. And there is a second reason also. For any other reason, I cannot apply it. Suppose I received a 25th mark, only 5 days are left or 6 days are left. I said I'll apply it next year. It is allowed. Form 9A to be filed. Am I right, sir? Allowed 9A to be filed. This benefit is still not there under section 1023C. This benefit is still not there under 1023C. This benefit is only available under section 11, subsection 1, explanation 1, clause 2. That benefit of Form 9A will be given to you only when you file the return before the due date of return. You file that form, you get this benefit. But this same benefit is not there. One more thing. Sir, the problem is the time. That's right. 10 minutes to bother me. But I will not be able to do succession. Because my succession, I have not planned it. But the point is the two topics given, time is only I may not be able to justify the succession planning. You can listen only on YouTube. It is available whenever you want. You can do it. Let us complete this one. Sir, there is section 13. Remember 31 A, B, C, D. 31 C says income of a charitable trust will not be exempt if any part of the income endures. Please note the word endures for the benefit of the person referred to section 33. And second is, if any part of the income is used for the benefit of person referred to in 33. This is section 31C, which says that it's partly charitable, partly private. What happens is that you say 40% will go to the private person, 60% will go to the charitable purpose. Before the commencement of paying income tax, that is still allowed. But after 1st April 62, for income tax at 61, if there is a trust created, and if the trust is created, then 80% will go to the charitable trust, 20% go to this person, that is not allowed. Which endures for the benefit. Endures means you are straight away saying 20% will go to him, 80% will go to the trust. That is not enough. 100% income is taxable. It is not treated exemption or part of the amount is used for the benefit of the person referred to in 33. It's not enduring. After receiving full income, you have used this money for the benefit of person referred to in 33. Also the income is not done. Exemption is not done. But now please note, entire exemption will not be withdrawn. Entire exemption will not be withdrawn. Now if 20% is used for the benefit of the person referred to 33, or 20% is used for the benefit of person referred to 33, only that part will not be allowed exemption. The balance 80% will be given you exemption. This was logically correct. And they were saying the entire income is going to be taxed. How can you tax the entire income when I am using that money for the benefit of public? But they said nothing. The condition was no penny should be used for the benefit of the person referred to 33, or no penny should be used for the benefit of the person 33. And normally we used to commit a mistake, although the benefit is given under 32. But sometimes some benefit wrongly or intentionally or unintentionally used to be passed on to benefit of 33. And they say no exemption. Now whatever is the benefit passed on to these 33 persons, in that case, that part of the income will be taxable, the other part of the income will not be taxable. Is it not a good proposal, sir? Because I am seeing that people who are appreciating this, they know what kind of a problem they were facing. The most of the time this problem was there. So no, the benefit is not given for 33, there is a rescue under 32. But 32 has a limitation. Now it is clearly said. Similarly, section 31D says, you have to invest the money in mode given under 11 point. Sir, it is the 11 point. Now, some amount I am not able to invest in 11 point for any reason. They say entire income is taxable. Now again, only that part of the income will be taxable, which you have not invested or you have not kept it in a mode given under 11 point. Another benefit, sir. This is the benefit which I asked. Few days back I was there and I told them, what have you done? Now it is almost similar provision. Why don't you have only one provision? Why 1023C also and 11, 12, 13 also? They said, good idea, we'll do it next time. Because they are not realizing that you have a section 1023C, you may be having for other, but for this 23 proviso explanation, and nobody reads that, he said, we also don't read it. We also don't know what is happening there. So what I am trying to explain, this government listens, but they do whatever is beneficial to them, not beneficial to us. That is a different story, because I have so many things which I told them to give benefit, they are not. Coming back, sir, what I am trying to explain, another point which I would like to tell you, that you have to find a return of income now. Either the 1023C, you must have applied that already. The date is already over. You have to apply for a registration or renewal of registration or provisional registration, you all know that. I may not tell you because you have passed through that stage. Only thing is, which is closing on the 31st May is Form 10BD. You know that whatever donation you have received for which LTD is claimable, you have to file that statement under Form 10BD by 31st of May and also give certificate under Form 10BE to the donor. Sir, LTD says that if the donation is more than 2,000 in cash, it is not allowed. Right, sir? ATG says if the donation is in kind, it is not allowed. It says, but you read the Form 10BD, it is just mode of receiving the donation, whether by check, cash or in kind. I fail to understand. When ATG you are taking a donation in kind not allowed, what is the reason of giving in form that in kind? What is the reason of giving in form in cash if it is more than 2,001? What does it indicate? Am I supposed to give the entire detail of the donation receipt? Whether I have their details or what you call, whether they are going to claim deduction under ATG or not. Section 11, 12, 13 does not say that. It only ATG says that you have to file Form 10BD. So it will be only when you are going to claim deduction, because it will go to the inspection report. From there it will be automatically populated in the assessed account. But fail to understand that when it's time not allowed, how can you allow it? The reason I am telling you why this section has come. After filling 10BD, now whatever the other donations, you have to give explanation of all the donations, otherwise it will be taken as anonymous donation. Now you will find that it will be all treated as anonymous donation and not unless you give the PAN number, address, detail of all the donations which are not claiming under ATG but which might have been received in kind or which might have been received. But if there is no PAN or no indication, then the entire amount will be treated as anonymous donation taxable under section 115 BEC. Careful, be careful about that. Fill up everything which you have received. If you want to escape the provisions of 115 BEC, additional responsibility on you to file a statement and also to give certificate under 10BE to that person. Otherwise, you will be liable for penalty of 500 rupees per day for not giving the certificate or not filing the statement before the beginning of time. So be careful. This statement has to be filed on 31st May. And don't expect every time. Will there be extension? Extension is sufficient during the COVID time. I don't think there is going to be any extension for that. Please form 10BE. Otherwise, you will be put into difficulties. And you already know that you are going to get extension either in 1023C or under 11, 12, 13 are not allowed. But basically, one judgment has been overruled, Suppose Foundation. The judgment was excess expenditure of a particular year can be carried forward and treated as an application of the subsequent year. That has been done away with. Suppose today I have received an income of 6 crore, I have spent 7 crore. 1 crore is excess expenditure. That 1 crore before that. There are people who are saying that you have received 6 crore. I have to spend only 85%. No, if you are spending more than 6 crore, it is excess, only then excess. Suppose I spend 90%. People are saying 15% is still exempt. No question. Exemption is only 10%. Please try to understand what does section 11 say. Any income from a property held and registered wholly for charitable purposes to the extent such income is applied for charitable purposes in India, and if there is any amount set apart or accumulated, please note the word, any amount set apart or accumulated, so much of the amount which is set apart or accumulated which does not exceed 15% shall also be exempt. Meaning thereby, if you have spent 90%, you can accumulate only 10. If you have spent 95, you can accumulate 5. If you have spent 98, you can accumulate 2. If you have spent only 100%, you cannot accumulate anything. And if you have spent 110%, आप कहेंगे बाकी कहाँ से है? corpus. If you spend 110%, please note this 10% under gross foundation Supreme Court judgment was allowed to be taken as application of the subsequent year. Not allowed. But they have given you the benefit from the corpus. That you spend out of the corpus, then you reinvest in the corpus, you will be given to them. Right, sir? There are so many other things. If you have questions, you can ask as many as you want. Thank you very much for the patience.
Thank you, sir. Please forgive me for curtailing your time, and I think the audience has only lost that time. Sorry, very sorry. Now, may I ask Mr. Bimal Jain to come? Thank you. As Dr. Ahuja will have to leave to catch flight, I now suggest that if there be any question, there cannot be many number of questions that can be raised, which may be answered, replied to by Dr. Ahuja. Thereafter, Mr. Bimal Jain will speak. Please, if there are any question, hand mic, Abhijit, hand mic.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, is it possible for a registered charitable trust to give salary to the trustee? What to do? Sir, is it possible for a registered charitable trust which is registered under section 80G to give salary to the trustee for work done for the trust?
80G is their register.
Yes, sir.
Then what do you do?
Sir, can they give salary to the trustee?
Salary? What to do with the 80G and the salary is concerned? Salary is concerned, you are registered to a revenue that if you want to give salary, please read section 32.
Okay, sir.
The payment can be made to the trustee or any person referred in 33, but it should be reasonable. Reasonable. And what is unreasonable is most unreasonable to decide. But it is allowed. Read 32. Section 32 allows. It should be at arm's length. Okay. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir.
What is it? 1 year tax period gone. There is no provision. How can it be possible you are filing a return of income for which 58, 6 years is not there? It is from you here. It has yet to come. For the previous it was around 6 years.
6 years, no problem.
It is your 10B which will indicate. There is the 10B, you will say that there is an application we were doing it. Yeah, yes. Absolutely no problem. CPC तो सब कुछ बना देती है. So many things under CPC because it is not done by human being. It is done by computers. Whatever file is there, computer can help you. Whatever you apply, they will reply that. Otherwise, you will have to apply for application. Sir, why can't help it?
Sir, please.
Sir, one question is this. Sir, can a donation made by CSR entity?
What we get it?
Can a donation made by CSR entity to section 12?
Yes, it's only 80G now allowed for Prime Minister Relief Fund or Prime Minister Care Fund and not any other fund you were getting. The now MCA does not allow.
No, sir, my question is that the CSR entity is there. The entity
CSR 37 expression says not allowed. But 80G is not more under 37 months. So you can create the reduction under 80G for the CSR fund also. Provided the MC allows it, you know, to be incorporated, whatever. They allow for fund as a prime minister.
The fund by the company has been already transferred to a CSR entity. Now the CSR entity, the CSR trust is transferring to another welfare trust. Can that be treated as CSR application? That is
what entity you have created separately?
Yes, sir. That is a separate CSR entity. But they could not.
They are SPV. They are doing this expenditure on your behalf. So it is allowed. But ultimate deduction will be given to him.
Yes.
If CSR fund,
let there be three more questions, please. Don't exceed more than 3, please.
Sir, CSR fund received by the government, whether it will be covered under 10BD
10 BD?
10 BD, when I am
Yes, but 80G if it is covered then. It is not 80G, then why should it be covered? If it is 80G, yes, covered.
Another 2 please.
Sir, I am. There is a different purpose. हमारी country में लोग हम दान देके कैसे कमा सकते हैं? ये बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है ना. कभी that's why CSR fund वगैरह बनाते हैं. You cannot take Prime Minister relief fund that, but you can take other things. यहाँ तो इतने दानी हैं, देकर पैसे वापस दे देते हैं. क्या कंट्री है? मैं तो समझ नहीं आता.
So this is the last question that Dr. Ahuja will reply to.
एक और बस.
What?
Sir, if income is accrued but not received, you told that return is to be filed in 9/8 to be filed before the due date of return. Suppose we have already filed the return, but by mistake we could not file it, but within the due date it is filed.
You can do it before the due date, like November 39. But in question of time, it is written that before validity return. There is a difference. 9A you can file even before the due date. But not after that. Not after the due date of return.
So this is the last one.
Sir.
Practical question of form 10BD. The anonymous BD. 10BD. नया वाला. So small donations, anonymous donations, small amounts. इसमें tag और address नहीं available है.
You are not supposed to give. It is only 80G donation which are to be given. Claiming donation. When the PAN number is not there, there is no question.
So we just leave it. We don't fill it in the form. But if they match the donation receipt with that,
you see there is going to be difference.
yes.
You see there is going to be difference. One more thing. It is only for charitable purpose. Religious पर नहीं. Religious का दान ही नंबर 2 का है. भगवान को दान का नंबर 2 का मिलता है. नंबर इनका फॉर्म देता है. No, how are they registered? Are they registered as charitable or they registered as religious? If they are charitable animal, they have to buy return if they are giving 80G benefit. Sir, 80G benefit. Then you have to. But how can they get the benefit of 80G as kind donation? But form says kind.
No need.
Sir,
Then.
Sir, this is the last one, sir.
Sir, audit report was filed. Audit report was filed and return was also filed. But subsequently it was found that the report which was filed has got some mistake, arithmetical mistake.
There is,
and that has to be revised.
No system of revising the but now they are allowed to revise.
But that revised report could not be filed because of the technical mistake on the side. Now what will happen?
These are technical problems.
But that original report has been cancelled by the assessor.
तभी तो मैं फाइल ही नहीं करता. I just give opinion and don't file it.
उसके से क्या होगा सर? क्या होगा?
Previously, section 26C used to allow blanket exemption. Previously.
Blanket?
Yeah, blanket exemption. Previously.
Oh, who said blanket? Oh, there was a proviso under section 123.
At the very inception, when the section was introduced, at that time, section 23.
Blanket, I agree.
Now, they have started incorporating conditions and provisos which are normally found in section 11, in section 1026C. Now, both the sections, when compared, placing them side by side, 90% similarity is there.
99%.
99%. Then what is the use of having both the sections simultaneously?
They said to me
They should consider
they will remove it next year. But not for 3IB, 3AC, 380.
It should have occurred at the very inception that these two the one section is not.
Thank you, sir.
It will be done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jain, please.
At the outset, let me thank Accountants Library on their Platinum Jubilee to invite me on important topic, GST 5 years. On dais, CA Manish Tiwari ji, President, our learned Guru, Dr. Girish Ahuja ji, CA Prasad Vasu ji, CA Sanjay Bhattacharya, and all learned past President, senior members, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. Are we ready? Yes. Are we ready? Yes. No, still from the back, I'm not finding the voice. Are we ready? Yes. GST 5 years, but require this kind of attention. Problem is that whenever we want to learn GST, let's say I'm saying some provision now, why we are not eager to learn that we know it may change tomorrow. And that is the irony of GST, still we are not able to start today. But let me tell you one thing. Whatever statutory audit we are doing, internal audit we are doing, concurrent audit we are doing, tax audit we are doing, without GST it is incomplete. And you never know that in case you are not qualifying some non-compliances, tomorrow department will come and say, you caused us to commit. And your retaining benefit out of it come under the bar. And that's what happening in the country as of today. What happened? Refund case. Only unjust enrichment certificate was issued. And we are being compelled and we are being stated that we have causes to commit and retaining benefit out of it. So be careful. Today I am going to discuss this component as well. ICAI Chartered Accountant, we are proud Chartered Accountant for implementation of GST in the country. If you go to the department, you will say from your side that they are not educated enough from the GST law. And what they are talking about, when it will come, they will read it. But we Chartered Accountants are putting our time and efforts to learn GST. Only problem is, GST got introduced in July 2017, but you know, 1100 plus changes have been made in GST law in last 5 years. Last 5 years. If there are so many changes like this, then it's quite obvious that it will not get certainty. It will not get clarity. And being a statutory auditor, you have to pay attention. Today I am going to discuss some of the important points because time is limited. I am being asked, and I am also reminding time to the organizer. I am starting at 1:45. So this should not stop me before my 55 minutes run over. My request to the organizer. And then of course I am ready and willing to answer you till the time they permit me. But I need your 50-55 minutes. I can tell you that you will get a lot of good insight from today's presentation. Let me start with. I do not know, being chartered accountant, we were doing certain service tax matter in pre-GST era. We were not doing any excise, custom, VAT component. There was one term manufacture in central excise. Irony is this term is not settled as yet. 70 years of central excise act. What is taxable even in GST? Supply. Am I right? Supply. Supply of goods or supply of services. The way term supply is being defined, I am telling you 100 years of practice. How the term supply is being defined under section 7, subsection 1, clause A. They are saying supply includes without defining what is supply. All forms of supply of goods or services or both, everything they have covered. And then they are educating such as, like they are saying to the students, such as sell, transfer, barter, exchange, licensing, leasing, rental, disposal, made or agreed to be made for a consideration. And consideration can be monetary and non-monetary. By a person in the course of furtherance of business. So this is the definition of term supply. Let me start with one topic. Question number 1 to all of you. I got US customer, and he wanted to have supply from Kolkata. I am registered in Kolkata. I could have supplied the goods from Kolkata to US, but I didn't do that. I got one vendor supplier in Korea. And I asked my vendor to send directly to US customer. So there was purchase cost $100 on debit side of my PL account purchase from Korean vendors and supplier, and $120 I'm getting from my customer on credit side of my PL account. Why this question I'm raising to you? Just to let you know, lot of things we do in this country audit, and even department is raising so many litigation on simple pointers which should be known to them. Let me check out from you first. On debit side of $100 coming out as a purchase cost. Please tell me whether custom duty including IGST leviable, yes or no? How many of you say yes, leviable? Please raise your hand, honestly, leviable. Honestly, you have to raise your hand. And how many of you are saying no? So their maximum party, Sabha, our party, they will not say either yes or no, you have to say yes or. See, for learning the basic part H, you have to be on either or side. You cannot be in between. So how many of you say custom duty leviable, including IGST? Please. And how many of you are saying not leviable? But still there are a lot many guys, they are saying, no, I will not say anything. We are belonging to Mamata Banerjee. He has come from Delhi, BJP. So don't do that. No custom duty leviable for the region goods are not entering into custom frontier of India. Hence, no custom duty, no IGST. But the question comes, $120 on credit side of your PL account, and you are registered in West Bengal. GST leviable or not leviable? How many of you say leviable? Yes. And how many no? So you are not willing to participate in a poll today. That's what it looks like to me. Answer H. No GST leviable. And it is given in Schedule 3, it is neither supply of goods nor supply of services. But still department is raising so-called notices. And even advanced ruling authority is being formed to determine a transaction. But we are getting 99% determination against the taxpayer. Am I right in saying so? Am I right in saying so? Yes. So that is what is happening in the country. It's a foolishness if you are going to advanced ruling authority for determination, because they will always decide pro-revenue. But let me take this example further. If my $120 not chargeable to GST, there may be a question, and this question is very, very important. And here comes professional opportunity. Here comes professional opportunity. You may have common ITC, common input tax credit. Am I right? Whether you are required to reverse common ITC pertaining to your this $120 on which you have not paid GST. Do you require to reverse? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. There are so many yes, few no, and there's one lobby, they are trying to understand whether really reversal is required. Simple logic, if you have not paid GST on outward, then reversal would be required, right? But as per the law, no reversal is required. And this is what the beauty of professional excellency and capability. And here comes professional opportunity. First part. Coming to the second part. Have you heard of Mohit Mineral case, Supreme Court latest judgment? Yes. There is a concept called composite supply and mixed supply. And why I'm pinpointing a Mohit Mineral case in front of you? To tell you, GST is now about 5 years and matters are going to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court is deciding whether leviable or not leviable. So what is the case of Mohit Mineral case? Mohit Mineral case, if you look at it is all against the taxpayer. Only on one point we have won the case. Taxpayer, Mohit Mineral has won the case. Only on one point. All the point has gone against us. And who argued? Mr. Harish Sarve, Mr. Arvind Datta. But still all the arguments are being rejected by Honorable Supreme Court, except the one where we have won the case. And listen what is that one point which I am referring to. Concept called composite supply. Composite supply means two or more taxable supply naturally bundled in conjunction with each other. And that composite supply going to be taxable on the basis of what is the principal supply there. Am I clear to all? Maybe little yes will help me to get it. Yes, very good. It looks like something we are doing together. Sarkar Sahab. I'm not from BJP. I'm clarifying my position, otherwise I may not know during lunchtime I may be catch hold of it from here. Momoda Didi Jale Escho or BJP Jolbena. So composite supply means to a more taxable supply. Naturally bundled. In CIF import, cost, insurance, freight import, you are paying this amount to the foreign supplier, including freight component. Am I right? And on that transaction value, accessible value, you are paying custom duty, basic custom duty and IGST. So you have paid IGST on freight component when you have filed bill of entry for import of goods. Am I right? Yes. If I demand from you, no, freight component is separate. You must discharge IGST on this freight component. And what department has said? Department has said this is separate transaction. This cannot be composite. What department further argued, Mr. Jain, why problem? You pay IGST on freight and take credit. What taxpayer says, my lord, there is law. There is a concept called composite supply. And this freight component is paid by foreign supplier to foreign shipping line. I'm not paying the freight. I'm paying freight to the foreign supplier, and which is inclusive of everything in my transaction value for discharging the basic custom duty and IGST. If I paid the liability, I paid the IGST, why there will be second demand, which is double taxation? And department argument credit is available does not hold good, my lord, if I am importing exempt supplies, goods or services. Then what happened? Credit is not available. Just on one point, Mohit mineral case has come in favor of the taxpayer, that is composite supply. And Honorable Supreme Court has said, cost of goods, insurance and freight merged together, two or more taxable supply. Natural bundle. If IGST including custom duty is being paid on import of goods, then IGST cannot be separately demanded, irrespective of fact whether credit available or not available. So this was the theme. So I'm telling you, within the GST we got supply, we got composite supply, we got mixed supply, but still dispute persists. Let me come on another point. Today in GST, the difficult task is to avail credit. Availing credit means, we have seen that subsidy khala. Availing credit means, if you pass one step, you have to pass another step, and then another step, then 200, then credit is available. Otherwise, department will always say this credit is not available. Let me take an example. There are so many scrutiny notices are being sent to the trade that your credit availed in 3B is not matching the GST at 2A. Am I right? How many of you have got these notices? Please. Everyone, maximum one. Am I right? Now, the question comes whether my credit is really dependent on GST at 2A. That is the big question, and let me tell you the answer. To me, my credit is not dependent on GST at 2A. These notices are ultra vires the provision of GST law. What is the condition in GST to avail credit? Only 4 conditions. As a buyer, you should have tax invoice. You should have received goods or services. Your supplier must have paid taxes. And you as a recipient, buyer, filing your regular GST return. There was no reference of GST at 2A. Only from 1st January 2022, they have said that this credit should be matched with GST at 2B. 2B, there is no reference of 2A. So where from this 2A came? By way of rule. And rule is delegated legislation. And I normally say, my son cannot do anything unless father gives the power. And father is provision of the act. Rule cannot introduce any by way of provision of the Act. But still they are sending scrutiny notices. But let me ask you, there are 2-3 things which I want to discuss here. And I'm telling you that my credit is not dependent on GSTR 2A. I can give you lot many examples. I'm a supplier. You all are my buyer. I'm furnishing my GSTR 1. If I wrongly furnish the GST number of some other party, will it come in your 2A? Yes or no? No. It is B2B supply, Delhi to West Bengal, IGST, but wrongly furnished as a B2C. Will credit come in your 2A? No. It is interstate, IGST, but wrongly furnished as a intrastate. Will credit come to your 2A? No, sir, no. So what is your fault? You have tax invoice, you have received goods and services, your supplier has filed 3B and paid correct taxes, and you regularly file in GST return and there is no reference of 2A. Why credit will not be available? But from 1st January 2022, your credit must match with GSTR 2B. Do you all agree? Do you all agree? I don't agree. I don't agree. Let me tell you answer. Let me tell you the answer. Credit coming in 2B, but still credit is not available. Let me take example. Today is 28 May. I am supplying from Delhi. I raised the invoice. I am going to file my GSTR 1 for the month of May, which is going to be auto-populated in GSTR 2B for the month of May, but you are receiving goods on 5th of June. Can you avail credit in the month of May? No. So credit coming and auto-populated in 2B does not mean that credit is. Second example, credit not coming in 2B, but still credit is available. RCM liability, reverse charge. It is not coming auto-populated in GSTR 2B. Import of goods. You are paying IGST. It is not automatically coming in GSTR 2B, but still credit is. So, one thing which I really ask Pan India, lot of you must be doing return filing here in Kolkata, am I right? And how much normally we are being paid? Maybe 5,000. Are we getting 5,000? Everyone is laughing. Are we getting bigger or lesser? Oh, 5,000 too big a number. So, 2,000 rupees return filing, client is not willing to pay, but we have to check everything. And when you are qualifying the statutory audit report on 31st March, and you are not saying that this credit is not available, are you not the party causes to come in? Sir, we have to change our way of looking at the professional work. Those days are gone when we used to issue a certificate with a meager amount. Let's put value to your credential and quality. And that is what being expected today. Why are you laughing? We are laughing on ourselves. Why we are demanding 2,000, 3,000, 1,000? Say I will charge 10,000 for so and so region. And that's what we need to do that. Having said, let me take another issue in GST ITC. Lot many notices are coming and lot many investigations, search and seizure. And what is the issue in search and seizure? They are coming and saying, Bimalji, this credit is not available. Ineligible credit. And let me take example further. I'm C. Let's assume I'm a C. You become C. You all become C client. And I'm a supplier. And I'm purchasing goods from Sanjay. I'm purchasing goods from Sanjay. Now they are coming to you doing search and seizure and saying this credit is not eligible to you. You are asking, sir, why this credit is not available? What is the problem? No, it is not ineligible because this credit corresponding taxes is not being paid. By whom? It's not paid by Sanjay. What happened when GST came into the picture? Lot of firms, fake firms got registered. And just for giving example, I have taken Sanjay. I'm not really meaning it. Don't deduce that. Otherwise, Sanjay next time will not call me. He will say,
Kya Bimol has created a trap. So Sanjay made some fake firm file, raising fake invoice. Fake means he was only raising invoice and filing GSTR1, but not paying the taxes. 3B. So this credit has come in my books 2A. I used this credit for discharging my output tax through 3B, and then I raised invoice to you, and which you have availed. Now client is being penalized by department. This credit is not available to you because Sanjay has not paid the taxes. It is right or wrong? Please tell me yes. How many of you say right? And how many of you say wrong? Oh, so many wrong. This is right. Let me tell you, this is completely wrong. And let me give you the argument. Being client, I'm arguing before the court of law and letting them know, my Lord, please tell me, as a recipient, I could have seen whether credit coming in my 2A or not, which I have seen. As a client, you have seen it is coming in your 2A. As a client, I need to see whether my supplier Bimal is paying the taxes or not. And section 155 is putting burden on me that I should take reasonable step to check my transaction. My Lord, I cannot. Can you see on GST and common portal any transaction beyond Bimal Jain? No way possible. No way. You do not know where from I have purchased. There may be a case beyond Sanjay to Sarji, and he has done the fraud. So, as a client, you do not know who has done the fraud, who has not paid the taxes. My argument on legal maxim, let's not cogit ad impossibilia. You cannot compel a person to do something impossible because there is no window available. Do you have any window to see that? Say yes and no. Then how can you check and verify? And even I am arguing before the court and telling them, sir, you were also not knowing until this GSTR 2A came into the picture. So you cannot compel me and penalize me. Second, and let me create another incidental example to you. What happened? You have purchased the goods from me. You have taken all precaution, and let's say August 2018 was a period. We were both active number. In 1920 or 2021, there was search at Bimal's premises, and department found that Bimal is absconding, non-existent, false. So what they did, they have cancelled my registration with retrospective date July of 2017. So question is, with the credit which you have taken in the month of August 2018 can be denied. Just on this pretext, the supplier registration got cancelled with retrospective date. Please tell me, possible or not possible? Calcutta High Court judgment. LGW Industries is being followed in Sanchita Kundu case. An honorable court has said, unless this connivance has been proven between supplier and recipient, unless department prove we are hand in hand, Hindi chini, bhai bhai, you cannot ask them to reverse credit just because my registration got cancelled. He is absconding, he is non-existent, an argument put forth, aap ne to dono ko registration diya. And the time when this transaction was done, both were active number. Bimal was filing GSTR 1 and 3B. That time he did not object anything. Now, post-mortem, you can't say you credited. Let's take another example, which is pan-India litigation. You paid the amount to me, being Calcutta fellow, honest fellow. You have paid the amount to me because I am supplying from Delhi. They said 10 lakh and I GST. You paid the amount to me. And I have not deposited with the government exchange. There are not many notices, right? Where the credit is available to you because your supplier, even after receipt of money, has not paid the amount. Please tell me whether you will get the credit, yes or no? Yes. You will say yes because you want it to be. Logically, yes. But as per law, credit is not available. So what is the argument you can give before the court? And let me give you the argument, two arguments. The first argument. What is your fault You have given the amount to the supplier, suppliers defaulted. What is your fault? If at all fault lies, it lies with the supplier, and supplier should be punished. Isn't it not? Isn't it not? But they are not taking any action against the supplier and coming to you and wanted you to reverse credit along with interest and what is the irony of this country? It amounts to double taxation. You have paid the amount and again reversal, and that too along with interest and penalty. What is the argument we can put forth? If I go back to pre-GST era, there is a Supreme Court judgment, KK Industries Limited. And Honorable Supreme Court has said you can't deny credit just because supplier defaulted. There are a lot of bad judgment pre-GST from Maximum High Court except Bombay High Court judgment, Mahanatan Lakshmi case. Credit can't be denied. It happened in GST also, fortunate part. Within 5 years, we are seeing all colors of GST, 1100 plus changes. And I'm being asked to narrate only in 55 minutes. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. And you have to digest everything within 55 minutes. There is no recording available there. This picture is going on, you have to register in your mind. In that particular case, Madras High Court, in the case of D.Y. Baker Enterprises, you are being asked to reverse credit because your supplier has not paid taxes. This petitioner is arguing before the court and saying, "My lord, I was paying the amount to the supplier Bimal Jain. I was not knowing that Bimal Jain, even after collecting the tax, is not depositing. There was no window available until this GSTR 2A, which came sometime in January 2019. So he was saying, "My lord, I was paying honestly to Bimal Jain, and Bimal Jain was not depositing. There is no window available. Not to only me, even to the department. So can you put all obligation on me?" Point number one. Second point, my lord, when both are registered and registration is given by the department, why department first not going to Bimal Jain to collect this money? Why they are coming back to me and asking reversal? Are you all getting my point? Yes. And Honorable Madras High Court has given favorable judgment saying that this credit can't be demanded as a reversal. And let me tell you, I am putting one more provision of Union Budget 2022. I do not know how many of you have noticed, but that provision is helping me that you need not require to reverse credit on this account. Section 16, subsection 2, clause C completely saying that this credit is not available. I do agree. In this Budget Finance Act 2022, there is one change under section 41, subsection 2. In this budget, which is prospective clause, not the retrospective clause. It's a part of Finance Act 2022, but yet to be notified. And what is this change? Listen very carefully, little technical, but you will understand. 41 subsection 2 is saying you need to reverse credit if your supplier has not paid the taxes. And this provision is yet to be notified. My argument in the court would be, my lord, section 16, subsection 2, clause C, the condition to avail credit, but reversal provision has come very first time in 41, subsection 2. And it is prospective clause, not the retrospective one. Hence, if at all reversal is required, it would be required only from the date of notification, notified. But that is how they have made the law. Why they have made the law? Can you understand? Whenever they are demanding reversal, D.Y. Baker Enterprises, Madras High Court giving judgment, they are making their position stronger now. And they will say in the court, as per 41 subsection 2, now we are supposed to get reversal, my lord. And they can avail credit whenever a supplier pays. That is how the provision got amended. But this provision again helping me through back room that for the past period you can't demand reversal. Am I clear to all? Am I clear to all? Yes. So louder hona chahiye. Yes. We have got good lunch prepared. Believe me. I'm putting my all efforts in my voice, giving all the beauty of 5 years of GST. GST got introduced for 4 important regions.
multiplicity of taxes will go away, double taxation will not be there, cascading of tax to certain extent will go away, and fortunate part, one nation, one tax. I may not be knowing Bengali, but I can do practice in Calcutta. And you may not be knowing Punjabi or Hindi, but you can do practice in Delhi. And that is the beauty of GST from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So GST law is such a law that Vivajan can go to Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and start practice because it is saying uniform law, one nation. GST law was really important one, but the way it got implemented, there is one Baba. You know the name of Baba? GST and Baba? Have you heard of GST and Baba? That common portal? You have not gone for any darshan to him. Every day you are seeing this Baba. And sometimes it's working, opening eyes, sometimes not opening the eyes. Sometimes returns are going, sometimes returns are not going. This month has happened that 2B was not populated on time, right? GST and Baba coming with an advisory. Advisory says you take credit as per GST or 2A. Am I right? Yes. But there is no provision of 2A. As of date, no provision in the law. Only 2B is important. I tweeted on my Twitter, how come there is this instruction which is in violation, contrary to the provision of GST law? I tweeted. Unfortunate part, it is being noticed by CBIC member. He has asked me, Vimal, yes, you have rightly said, let me check, we will, and in that tweet, I have also said, extend the due date of GST at 3B for this April month. But this was, I have never said on public domain because it was internal discussion. But subsequently this date was extended. And the CBIC has said in clear terms that credit is available on 2B. But what happened after that 2 days, that GST or 2A, that instruction given by GST common portal got vanished. It was not available, am I right? Coming back to the important next aspect. And let me ask this question on a serious note. Can chartered accountant be arrested under GST law? Please say. Can chartered accountant be arrested? Please. Say yes or no. No? Why then they are arresting chartered accountant? Why then they are arresting chartered accountant? Please. Now let me tell you. Gurgaon case is very famous case, right? We all know what is happening in Gurgaon. Lot of vegetation, pan-India. Listen very carefully, I need your attention. And tomorrow you can take these arguments forward in case department is going to catch hold of you. There are two important sections. Section 69 and section 132. Section 69 says, where commissioner has reason to believe, commissioner has, and you know how he formed the opinion. You all know, right? To me, reason to believe means it cannot be suspicion. It cannot be apprehension. There has to be some established fact, documents and details. That a person, word used, a person, you need not be registered. Even though you are unregistered, you are in track. A person has committed 4 specified offences. What are those 4 specified offences? Supply of goods or services without invoice, which is called Chandni Chowk, Bada Bazaar, all cash sale. Am I right? Don't say that I am preaching for Bada Bazaar. There is a Chandni Chowk in Delhi also. Everywhere we got cash sale happening, right? Cash sale to him and he invoice to him. Happening, right? Happening now. So this is called cash sale. Issuance of invoice without supply of goods or services. So invoice to him, but no supply to him. That is called fake invoice. And you are availing credit on such invoice. That is third offense. And that credit is also utilized, which is not available to you. And last, GST collected but not deposited beyond a period of 3 months from the due date of payment of taxes. 4 specified offence. And if that tax evaded amount ITC wrongly availed or utilized or refund wrongly taken is more than 5 crore, then it is called non-bailable offence, cognizable offence. And if amount is in between 2 to 5 crore or any other offence, apart from these 4 specified offence, all other offence would be bailable offence. That is being referred under section 132 subsection 1. Now listen very carefully how this 132 subsection 1 is saying. 132 subsection 1 is saying, whoever commits, so he has committed, or causes to commit and retaining benefit out of it. So there are 2 categories, whoever commits or causes to commit and retaining benefit out of it. So I am giving 3 examples to you and want to have your judgment today. When a chartered accountant can be arrested, keeping in mind section 69 says, a person has committed. Am I clear? So there is distinction, committed versus causes to commit and retaining benefit. Am I clear to all? Say yes. Now please give me your judgment. First case. The company chartered accountant has created fake firm. Sorry to say. Is the fact. Is the fact today. Lot many chartered accountant has created a fake firm. And they have only raised the invoice. And Sojada, I আপনার কথা বলছি না that's I need to clarify not many and they have only raised the invoice, filed GSTR 1 but did not file GSTR 3B. Are they supposed to be arrested? Yes. Say yes or no? Yes. Yes. They have committed the offense. Yes. And there should not be any doubt, if and buts in your mind. And they must be punished stringently. We are not here to do anything tax related. Sorry to say that. When we are talking about, we are here for the growth and development of the nation. It is our responsibility. We should take part with the good ethics. Money cannot be everything. What happened after arrest their family, their poor kids, their father and mother? What they respect in the society? Do we have pass for this day? No, sorry. I am not agreeing. You may continue to say creeping money is not the criteria in way forward in life. I don't agree with that. And my judgment is they are supposed to be arrested. And they should be arrested. Second example. I am only filing GST return. I am only filing which we all are doing. And fees may be
500 rupees.
Fees may be 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees. And what happening pan India? Pan India, we are cutting our own legs. In one building, 3 chartered accountants. If I am charging 5,000 rupees at 3rd floor for filing return, if 2nd floor chartered accountant comes to know, he will offer 3,000 rupees. If 1st floor chartered accountant will come to know, he will offer 1,000. And if fresh chartered accountant who has just passed, he is at the ground floor with a table and chair, nothing else, and the dhupatti and agarbatti. And he will say, sir, come. Please get return file by me. I will not charge anything this year. Pay from next year. We are cutting our own legs. Please. This is real, bitter facts which I am narrating to you. And GST return only 1,000 rupees. I said to be mein aaya, to bhi nahi milega, and nahi aaya, to bhi. Lot of things we have to cross check and verify. And just because 1,000 I am filing GST return. But let me take my example further. I am only filing GST return and getting paid 2,000 rupees. And this client has taken some ineligible credit, fake credit. This client has taken. It was coming in GSTR 2A and supplier has paid the taxes, but issue was L1, L2 vendor has not paid the taxes. Am I clear to all? Am I clear to all? Now please tell me whether this chartered accountant can be contemplated that he causes to commit. No. I clear to all? Can he be arrested? No way. Third example, refund you are filing for your client, so-called return, such a high penalty. You are only giving a certificate, unjust enrichment. And that you are checking from your books of accounts, that books of accounts of a client. For this unjust enrichment certificate, you are charging some money. Is it cautious to commit and retaining benefit out of it? No way. And my answer to the department would be, sir, if this client has taken credit from the fake firm, if the chartered accountant is being compelled as a cautious to commit, and you are saying that fake firm was not disclosed by chartered accountant, then same is the responsibility of tax officer who has granted the refund. Knowing the fact they were the fake firm who has given the credit. Do you all agree? Yes. Co-responsibility. Yes, I know that one chartered accountant has given UDIN and OTP to another fellow, and he has forged the document. That is a different dispute altogether. But that does not mean that he is cautious to come in. And how much he got for that? How much fees he got for that? And then my only point, within 1 hour, department giving refund and no one is noticing. Oof. Last 1 year, 2 years, you may have number of cases, they have not issued the refund. A lot of deficiency we are getting, am I right? And deficiency gets resolved only when you make something good. Sorry, we are not having officers today. And a fortunate part, Honorable Finance Minister came in the morning. We have to really tell her that a lot of things they have to really inculcate in the department. Problem is, they got two departments now, CGST and we are sandwiched. We are sandwiched. At one point of time, we are getting multiple proceedings by both the parties, both the departments. Am I clear to all of you? Am I clear to all of you? Yes. But here, let me tell you one fact. I was interacting with one of the senior government officials at Delhi. And I was telling him, sir, for all the fault you are putting chartered accountant under the bar. If Krati, you know that Chidambaram, he is being charged with chartered accountant get arrested. Everywhere chartered accountants are made scapegoat. What is the impression you are living in the country? Second argument I gave, which you will agree with me, because of chartered accountant we could introduce GST in the country the way we have done hand-holding, education, training, learning and everything. Black sheep must be there and may be there in every aspect, every sector. It does not mean that every chartered accountant should be framed like that. And when we are arresting someone, just think of what is the impression left out for him in his family, in his society. An arrest should be exception and bail is general. Article 21 giving me right to life. You cannot put me on the bar unless you have credential evidence against me. Just on the basis of apprehension, can you do that? Not possible. Let me come to the last part of my deliberation, otherwise Sanjay is definitely going to interrupt me and telling me 55 minutes over. So last part of my deliberation, that any question from GST from any corner, because I am here for GST 5 years. Let me tell you, even when GST came into the picture, I was very much vocal about GST going to be a good and simple tax. But we are about 5 years anniversary on 1st July. Do you really believe GST is a good and simple tax? Yes and no? No. So that's what I wanted to give feedback to Madam in the morning. But the unfortunate part is we are not vocal about it. We don't give them a feedback. No ma'am, nothing is happening. At ground level things are going reverse. And that's what we are not happy about it. 1100 plus changes in GST law in 5 years. I see a lot of young faces here, they are sitting here and they wanted to start carrying in GST. Even senior chartered accountant, past president are sitting here. If I put up a question with them, sir, have you started GST? They will definitely say, no, let it be settled first. What you are telling me today is sure. It might not be there tomorrow. So that is the irony, 1100 plus changes. And let me take one more example for GST understanding sake. Let's say I'm registered in Delhi and now I'm telling you, you become supplier, you all become supplier. And you got shop at Bada Bazaar. You got shop at Bada Bazaar. You are registered. Fortunate part, you are registered. I'm coming from Delhi, I'm registered in Delhi and purchasing goods from you. Let's say sari, from your shop, from Bada Bazaar. I'm also registered. It's B2B supply. So please tell me that transaction will be intra-state or interstate. Please tell me, intra or inter? Interstate? All of you agree interstate? IGST legal? IGST legal? Okay, done. Change. I'm unregistered. I'm not registered in Delhi. I'm coming to Bada Bazaar to purchase a sari, good sari, beautiful saris, maybe of 20,000, 30,000 per sari. And I purchased saris of 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakh rupees. Now you need to raise invoice to me, B2C. Transaction will be intra or inter. How many of you say intra? Please honestly, this time I really want both. Intra. And how many of you say inter? Few are inter, maximum are intra. There may be a case when you are filing, when you are signing statutory audit report. And as per law, this transaction is an interstate transaction. IGST should have been levied, and you have levied CGST and West Bengal SGST. Am I right? GST is a destination-based consumption tax. It must accrue to the state where ultimately goods and services are going to be used. I'm a Delhi fellow. I came from Delhi. It is going to be used in Delhi. SGST must go to Arvind Kejriwal. And he has given to Mamata Didi. Am I right? Let me tell you why legally I am telling you. I am giving you three regions. First region, there is Rule 46 sub Rule E. How many of us have really seen the law? 5 years. And we are following the wrong practice and then inviting problem for the client and then we are happy with the filing of return with 1,000 rupees. And this is eye-opener. I just want to open your eye and understand, are we really justifying our practice with the fees charged? Listen very carefully. Rule 46 sub Rule E clearly says, wherever taxable value is more than 50,000, how much? 50,000. I need to, being supplier, you need to mention the name, address of Bimal Jain and state code on your tax invoice as Delhi. So when you're writing name of Bimal Jain, address is Delhi, state is Delhi, code is Delhi, transaction is interstate first. And then the provision if it is more than 50,000, no choice. So no choice. Second argument. When I'm taking these goods from Kolkata to Delhi and value is more than 50,000, generation of e-way bill. It is intra. It will be Kolkata to Delhi interstate. How you can charge intra? Take third argument now. Now when we are saying it is interstate, why we are not following the law? Maybe a reason we do not know about it. But does it mean that you don't know that's the reason everything is correct? Intra, so many hands raised up. It is wrongly charged tax. Whenever audit comes and they catch hold of you, and I am telling you this issue is boiling and will come up on public domain anytime. Why I think Kejriwal will not creep that my SGST component has gone to Mamata Banerjee. Please listen, these are the GST concept. And one last foremost I will touch base with due permission and then open for the question answer. I know that you all are waiting for the lunch this morning, and lunch is going to be good because so much of charitable work you have done in the morning. Yes, we have done that. Even though no fund but donation is being done. Fund is there but it has come back. And then we are trying to understand how it is legally viable and permissible. Let me ask one question. Donation given to charitable trust, GST leviable, yes or no? Why is such a harm? No. But if I tell the charitable trust to put my photograph there and say sponsored by Reliance Industries Limited with the GST leviable.
Yes.
See, there should not be quid pro quo and there should not be reciprocity. When you are donating, it should be out of love and affection. And we all know love and affection. We create love and affection like that, because of love I give so much of donation to him or her. But we haven't made in the life. Okay, I am giving opinion free of cost. FOC, whether GST leviable. Yes or no?
Yes.
No. Unless we are related party. Unless we are. But when opinion given free of cost, no GST but implication. You need to reverse ITC to that extent. Am I clear? And last part. I am the owner of one commercial property in Calcutta, but I reside in Delhi. But I got commercial property in Calcutta. I got a client in Calcutta to whom I have let out this property. Do I require to take registration in West Bengal? Yes or no? So some yes, some no. But maximum numbers, those who are sitting here, they have come to join this Platinum Jubilee of this accountant library program. They must be thinking whether the answer is yes or no. Let me tell you, GST has become so integrated part of costing and pricing. Anything, whatever we are doing today without GST knowledge, we are not justifying a signature even on the audited report. Sorry to say that I am saying this with bold statement to all of you. Let's put a price to your services. Don't file return with 1,000, 2,000. Let it go and say no. Let's have credential. And you cannot compromise with the quality and value just because you are being less paid. Because you carry certain dignity, you carry certain excellency and capability. Vimal Jain giving opinion, you know there is a difference between Agrawal samosa and Haldiram samosa. Both are samosa. Right? We pay a higher price for Haldiram samosa. Why? Because of value and quality. So it is you to decide what is price you want and you are looking for. Maybe client will go away to the ground floor chartered accountant who has just started practice, but he will not be able to put in that much of experience. All past presidents sitting in front of me, they might not be knowing computer, but the kind of experience they are having, just one line of given thought, one line of suggestion can make a lot of money. We have to create synergy, gelling together, and that is how called teamwork. In a cricket team, there is a senior player, there is a young player. It does not mean that all the game can be won by a young player. We need to have one charity also. Saam daan, dandade. And that's what I've learned in my whole career. So due respect to each one, and we have to really understand we are helping to each other. So my question was, do I require to take registration in West Bengal? Lot of yes came, but my answer is no. I did not require to take any registration in West Bengal. Why only one commercial property? I'm a lucky guy, I got 29 commercial property in 29 states. Do you want me to take 29 registration? You are making my life miserable. Taking registration and filing return and paying that 1,000 rupee GST return file. You are making my life miserable, no way. Within the law, there is a provision, location of supplier of service. If I got registered in Delhi, then that would be the place would be considered as the location of supplier. Otherwise, fixed establishment which is characterized by sufficient degree of permanence of human and technical resources. That it is establishment most directly concerned than the usual place of residence. So I need not require. I will charge IGST to my client registered in West Bengal. Only problem that whatever input services taken with respect to this property, this commercial property which I am referring, I will not be getting credit. Because he will be charging CGST and West Bengal SGST. But I am not registered in West Bengal. So that credit will not flow to my GST of Delhi. That is the only problem. So that is business CNC's call. You can take your own call whether I need to take registration or not. So within the law there are not many open corners which we can do that. Now let's come to the conclusion part today. GST 5 years. We started with a very big hope, one nation, one tax. But it is not one nation, one tax for the region. Central is interpreting the law in a different way and state is interpreting in different way. The mode of getting the work done with central and state is also different. You would be liking sometime going to the state and getting the work done. What is the region? You know much better than me. Their level of understanding, their level of interacting with us, their level of that green envelope or red envelope. Sorry to say, that is how that pan-India happening. Coming back to where we are, where we can head for, let me tell you, if you have not started GST as yet, I will request you that you don't do GST practice, but at least you should have fair amount of GST knowledge, at least to sign statutory audit report. Next I will say, please put a price tag. When some client comes to my office, in my office we are not having FOC lunch and dinner. Calcutta is like, I understand, because I am from this place, born and brought up, did my graduation from St. Xavier's College. I passed my chartered accountancy in Calcutta only. I know this place. This place is like if I am doing statutory audit work, my client will expect me to say on income tax, to say on service tax, to say on FEMA, to say on company law, to say everything. He wants me to be Sachin Tendulkar, but he will not pay for it. He will not pay for it. But for our safety now, that we are not into a trap of causes to commit and retaining benefit. Please say, I am not GST expert, but have to have some fair amount of GST knowledge. And the pricing is important aspect. Who asked you to charge only 1,000? Say no. Let me tell you, 9 and 9C case, 9C gone, right? Audit gone. But still I am getting audit done for a lot of clients today, even though I am not signing anything. Why they are getting audit done by Bimal Jain? Due diligence and health check. They are getting it cross-verified, check, everything. When the GST audit came, I was having one challenge, and let me tell you the practical example. One client of 3,000 crore turnover company before registration wanted me to issue 9C. I quoted a fees 15 lakh rupees, 1.5. He thought Bimal ji se 1 kilo zyada ho gaya. He thought Bimal ji se 1 kilo Manish bhai zyada ho gaya. He called me for the cup of tea. बोला अभी फोन पे बात क्या करें, चाय ले बुलाते हैं. He called me for a cup of tea. I gone there and said, Bimal ji, you are all okay? He was thinking maybe Bimal ji को कुछ हुआ हो, 1 kilo ज़्यादा हो गया. I said, all okay. Bimal ji, quotation you have said? I said, yes, I have said. You have seen what price you have quoted? Yes, I know 15 lakh quoted. Bimal ji, you know market rate? Market rate. Have you understood market rate? I said, what is the market rate going on share market? I said, I got one quotation of 6 lakh, another quotation of 3 lakh, another quotation of 1.5 lakh. You quoted 15 lakh. I said, yes, it's 15 lakh. And rest assured, if I'm charging 15 lakh, I will give you 10 times saving of this money paid to me. You need not require to pay anything. I will dig out everything from your books of accounts and get you benefit of 1.5 crore. If I am not being able to do that, don't pay me single penny. Have this courage and say to your client, you will be paid 15 lakh. But sometimes we are fearful about it. And the client thinks it is a cost. Give them an impression, no, I will get it benefit for you. thanking to Accountants Library on their Platinum Jubilee today, thanking each one of you that after Dr. Girish Ahuja, you have heard this so patiently and so peacefully. Hope you have satisfied today's session.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. Now, as Mr. Jain has told, now the audience can raise any question, and I would suggest that for at least 20-25 minutes we can wait for the lunch. So questions may be raised. If there be no question, I think you should understand that everybody has understood whatever you have told.
Am I audible to all? Can I put a request for 5-10 minutes only? Only for 5-10 minutes. Only for 5-10 minutes. My request to each of the members.
What is the principle of sharing of IGST?
What is the principle of sharing IGST? Principle of sharing IGST is because GST is a dual level, which is to be shared among central and state. And IGST is the intervened account goes to central, but then shared with the state where ultimately goods and services are being consumed. That is the only concept. But way forward, national GST should have been a better one. But why they have not followed the national GST that Modi ji will govern and Mamata Didi will be paid for? Why Mamata Didi will agree? She is always saying, "Aap hamara sunta nahi hai." Aap hamara sunta nahi hai. So dual levy means both has to get their own part for that reason. But let me ask one thing. What Sanjay Dutt was telling me that no one is asking any question. Sanjay Dutt, they are not asking any question because they have to go immediately catch hold of the plate. Otherwise, long queue for that reason. But otherwise, if you are having any question in GST, feel free to ask. I am here to give you any answer of any question, from GST perspective. I am willing and open. Because they wanted me to close, that's the reason I closed within 55 minutes. If they wanted me to carry on for 2 hours, I would have made you sit here for 2 hours only. So it was timing only. Please. Yes, sir. Okay. So my dear friend on the other side. Yes.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, a small query.
GST में another problem, all small query. बड़ा query तो big query is not available. So small query please.
The section 132, as you said, it says a person causing to commit and retains benefit out of the offence is also, punishable to the same quantum of punishment as the main beneficiary. So this causing to commit and retaining benefit is, there are certain people involved in a transaction, not directly, but like there may be a consultant who has given a written opinion, as you said. There must be a return filer. He may be a GST practitioner, he may be a CA, he may be any other professional. Third person is, if I talk about a non-legal transaction, there must be an entry operator, there must be an entry generator, and there must be a beneficiary. Who all are told or maybe said to be causing to commit, and who is retaining the benefit? A minor fee of return filing is also a benefit retained from that transaction or not?
My crystal clear answer to you and each one of you would be, being chartered accountant, I have given one legal opinion. And I have been paid for that legal opinion. Do I be in a trap of causes to commit? Do I in a trap of retaining benefit out of it? Retaining benefit out of it means by committing that offence. I have only given the legal opinion for which I am being paid professional fees as per me in my humble submission. And never ever causes to commit. Unless it is established by the department that Vimalji, you committed by entry operator. You committed because you are in connivance. We have catch hold of you, not many established documents whereby we can prove we have causes to commit. But again, they have to prove retaining benefit out of it. It's a very important term. Just causes to commit will not help. It needs to be read in conjunction with retaining benefit out of it. So to my mind, chartered accountant giving legal opinion, and for sure he will not be giving legal opinion for illegal work. Are you giving any opinion like that? None. None. Illegal giving to the office as well. Or writing the word. We talk verbal. And that we make sure that nothing is being recorded. Please make sure that you never know tomorrow client is recording you and then that will go against you. These are the precautions you need to take. I'm telling the honest fact, we need to create difference, a proper, reasonable difference between our services to the client. Client agent, touch wood. Keep your hands on your heart and tell me. As per me, I know that client is honest or dishonest. I know that. We may act like that we do not know about it, but मुझे मालूम होता है he is a dishonest guy. My answer I given to you. For legal opinion, no way.
Just moving ahead with that part only. Once we say that we are the person is not responsible or cannot be said to be causing to commit, we see that in general the reason to believe has been opined by the concerned officer and arrest procedures are made. As CAs, in income tax we of course have a charter for taxpayers in case of search and seizure, but I think in GST it is not. So can we have 5 or 6 major points like CRPC proceedings or whatever may be the basic needs before the arrest procedure is taken up by the officer? That has to be in our knowledge.
Definitely, yes, we need to have it, and that's what we should take the initiative forward. And I'm sure under our learned and dynamic president of ICAI, Sri Devasis Mitraji, we are on the verge of it, and it is on the way. Maybe we will come to know in time to come.
So my question is, two questions actually. As you said, sir, that above 50,000 amount EVB is required, and the customer visits Kolkata. For example, he is on two or three places, maybe all over India. He came here to Kolkata, buy a product of 60,000, and does the supplier need any ID card for it, or he can put any address, whatever the customer says?
So supplier is supposed to really take my name and address.
Yeah, name and address. Yeah, sure.
So let's say he's not picking up my name and address and cutting invoice for interest, which is happening today.
Yeah.
Which is happening today. Then whose responsibility to take my name and address? And for sari failure, it's a very difficult task. दो चीजें नहीं पूछ सकता. कहाँ लेके जा रहे हो और किसके लिए लेके जा रहे हो? Two questions cannot be asked by the shopkeeper. कहाँ लेके जा रहे हो? और किसके लिए लेके जा रहे हो? But being the obligation on you being supplier, a registered supplier, if I am being caught while transit of this particular goods, then you would be penalized and asked why you have raised interest rate invoice, why you have not raised e-way bill. So you have to take precaution about it.
Okay. So my second question is regarding a hotel. Suppose it's a hotel providing accommodation and restaurant services also. The hotel charges $9.99 per night, okay, per day actually you can see, and also provides restaurant services. So will it be a compulsory supply? I think
it will be compulsory supply. Whenever we are checking in hotel and giving accommodation services, these breakfast, complimentary breakfast, dinner or lunch, whatever might be, incidental.
Okay. Suppose he is also providing a room for 1200 maybe. Okay, charging at the rate of 12%. Okay. Then again the food charge which is charging, will the 5% be applicable or 12%?
See, it all depends. When I am saying composite supply, then this food charges are not separate. It becomes composite part of the particular offering.
Okay.
So whatever rate principal supply applicable, that should be applicable. So unless we are bifurcating to.
If for $9.99, 0% charge should be applicable on the food also.
That's what my answer.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. No more questions.
So one question.
Any past president, just a minute. The first row, I'm finding lot many learned senior presidents are sitting. If they have any question from GST perspective, or in case they want to put something on GST, I would be delighted to answer my observation on that GST. And why I wanted them to ask something, because really I want their gesture of coming together. And that's what I say, that then we can make GST good and simple tax.
Hello, sir. My question is related to supply of electric rickshaw. Actually, rate of supply of electric rickshaw is 5%, and the battery of that rickshaw is 28%.
That is a big dispute going on. You know that this big dispute because of advanced ruling. And advanced ruling, another big dispute in Calcutta, that component ballpoint pen. So these are all subject matter, and I am of the opinion composite supply, which is being now decided by Honorable Supreme Court, will prevail. So this rate dispute for which we are getting litigation from the department, I am of the view it is composite supply, and whatever principal supply, that GST rate going to be applicable.
Now, the rate of battery is 28% and the auto rickshaw is 5%. Now, supplier is losing.
So you tell me, what is your principal supply?
Principal supply, basically, without battery, you cannot supply the auto rickshaw.
So what is your principal supply?
The auto is the principal supply, basically.
Which is what rate charge is it?
5%.
So what do you want, 5% or 28%? You want 5%. I say Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Point Mineral case has relied on composite supply, and these all judgment will be quoted with the Supreme Court judgment. If you don't agree with the composite supply, then the concept of composite supply under section 2 subsection 30 of CGST Act, the rate is section 8 of CGST Act, will go for a toss.
Yes.
So rest assured, you can litigate the matter, and in case I can serve to you, you can invite me. I got one question. Let me answer this question. Whether GST leviable on sale of flat where completion certificate received from municipality? No way. No GST leviable after completion certificate. Rest assured.
Sir, one question here in the last. Straight.
Last?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, there is a reporter. He is getting a turnover bonus on the purchases made from the foreign parties, and he get that in his bank account directly. Okay, not adjusted with the ledger. So, what is the GST implication on this?
See, whenever you talk about any incentive, any bonus which is being paid, so there has to be two components. Either it is related to the supply made, or it is not related to the supply made. If it is related to the supply made, then corresponding benefit under GST you will get for adjustment with the output tax under section 15 of CGST Act. And wherever it is not in relation to the supply, then it would be considered as if you are being paid for certain provision of services, supply of services. So you have to really check it out whether you are getting this incentive and bonus on account of supply already made, which is called post-discount, post-supply discount. So for that, adjustment is permissible by way of credit note under GST. And that too, under section 34, you have to follow all the compliances.
Okay, thank you.
Last two questions, please.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
There is not
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, it's related to inverted duty structure relating to services. So after the Supreme Court ruling which denied, so what happens to the amount which keeps accumulating on the balance sheet? What does that do?
Ma'am, no choice as of date unless law gets amended. When Honorable Supreme Court has decided in BKC footsteps judgment that input service refund will not be permissible under inverted duty structure, and that is what the law position as on date unless law is amended in that regard.
So it keeps accumulating.
It will continue to be accumulated. Why input services? Either capital goods, lot of capital intensive project, you get credit gets accumulated, and there is no way forward. When we are talking about each of business, how each of business will come when this credit is getting accumulated and you got interest costs building up.
Yes, sir.
These are all the presentations.
This is the last question, please.
This is regarding GST tax audit.
You can take my sir.
Yeah, no, tax audit. We have presented 26 A's. There the GST turnover is there, but it doesn't match with my taxable turnover in accounts. So what to do at that time?
Sir, the provision for calculation of this turnover and taxable turnover, you need to do reconciliation part. And this is what I was meaning when we are filing GST return. So we have to really reconcile a lot many things. Time was not there, otherwise I would have given one more live example. The turnover as per books of accounts, turnover as per GST, and other way around from income tax, how to reconcile. But time is a pause, maybe next time.
Thanks. Please, let there be only one question because time not much time left. This is the last question, please.
In case of some of the dealers, they are known to be bad dealers, and the input has been positively reversed by the receiver of goods or services. In those cases, income tax department is now issuing notices that are not clear, saying that purchases are completely bogus, and this will be also allowed that complete purchase, which is treated as income as an established. But it is a completely different thing. Goods have received.
Now, I agree with you that whatever you are, agreeing under GST will have implication under IT Act as well. So it is not agreeing on GST. That's the reason I'm saying that don't agree in case you don't. Just to buy peace of mind, I'm agreeing for that.
No, the person agreed is different. The person agreed is the supplier. Who has agreed that it is a sale. But on the basis of statement of the seller, the purchaser is the garage on issue notice, saying that the purchase is bonus, and they are going to treat it as income tax. And they are blocking most of the cases.
So you are saying that the purchaser is being harassed
on the basis of statement recorded from the supplier. Who has admitted this supply to the growers, though on record it is there, who is there, evidence of supply is there, subsequently do some reason.
I agree with you, that is what I say, that you don't agree for everything and whatever is being released.
No, the situation is we are not agreeing, sir. It is like supplier has supplied the goods, we have received it, but now GST department has got the information that its supply is fake. Now we are getting letter from investigation that this supply is fake. You just come to our office, we went there, and then they are saying 148 will be initiated. In that case, what will we do?
What is the concern regarding GST?
See, we can always defend ourselves saying that we are not agreeing with the allegation which is putting forth. And then you have to substantiate with your documentation whatever you are having to purchase these goods, which you are saying is a genuine transaction. And then one judgment which I said today, Sanchita Kundu, that is not ITC cannot be denied on genuine transaction.
But we are not getting any platform to defend ourselves.
So these platforms, see, I can only tell you that you have to create your own documentation and defend accordingly.
Sir, one more question.
Please. See, at one point of time we have to finish it. Many thanks. I now request Mr. Tushar Nandibasu, our past president, to give vote of thanks. Thank you.
Good afternoon. All on the behalf of the Accountants Library and all the esteemed members present here, I offer my vote of thanks to our chief guest, President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, CA Dr. Devashish Mitra, for attending this auspicious event of celebration of 75 glorious years of Accountants Library. Srimati Chandrika Bhattacharya, Minister of Finance, Government of West Bengal. And a very special thanks to CA Dr. Girish Ahuja for such informative and enlightening session on the charitable trust, recent amendments and succession planning. Thank you, sir. I would also offer my heartfelt thanks to CA Bimal Jain for some knowledge-driven session on GST and its future prospects. Thank you, sir. I would express my thanks to all of you for being here and making this event a great success. Thank you all. I now request you to also go for lunch and enjoy the foods.
Just 2 minutes I am taking. Please stay. Our learned speaker, Mr. Bimal Jain, wants to give his book to our President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Dr. Devashish Mitra. Since he is not there, Suman. So I request Mr. Suman Chaudhary to come here and on behalf of the President to accept. And another step to our accountants library. So our president is receiving on behalf of the library. Thank you very much. As Tushanta has already told, please join the lunch. We shall assemble here again at 2:30. Thank you very much.